Seattle avoided a 3-game sweep. They beat the Red Sox yesterday 3-1 out in Washington State. Logan Gilbert allowed 1 run and 3 hits in 6 1/3 innings for the win for the home team. The Sox only run came on a solo homer from Nate Eaton. They'll continue their road trip tonight in Denver against a team that's even worse than they are, the Colorado Rockies. A huge trade in the NHL last night. Florida sent a pair of first-round draft picks this year, another in 2029, and a second-round pick to Ottawa in exchange for forward Brady Tkachuk. He will now play on the same team as his older brother Matthew. At the World Cup, Egypt scored its first-ever win at this event last night, 3-1 over South Africa. Also, Cape Verde did it again. They hold Uruguay to a 2-2 draw. Belgium and Iran played to a scoreless tie, and Spain got on track with a 4-0 win over Saudi Arabia. Wyndham Clark fired a 3 over 73 and was all over the golf course yesterday, but he had just enough to win his second career U.S. Open by 1 shot over Sam Burns. Tom Kim finished 3 shots back. Those 3 men were the only 3 to finish the tournament under par. And 44-year-old Serena Williams has been granted a wild card entry into the women's singles draw at Wimbledon. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Premier Basement Waterproofing. If you find water this summer from pop-up stores, call the best. 3rd generation owned by the Albert family and offering 0% financing. Call 844-LIVE-DRY or visit premierbasement.net. Say it with me, it's game over for water. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
This is what happens when analysts take over the games, take over the sport.
This is where you talk sports.
It happens all the time.
The Sports Hub.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
Yes, I finally shaved my nuts.
and Hardy
Who, me?
Just hanging around.
on 98.5.
Fingerman, I heard about you.
Yeah.
We're Costco guys. Of course we go shopping while eating a chicken bake.
That's gross.
Not a great cook, but I do cook.
When I asked him about the sides,
Kick them in the balls.
I don't care about it, but it's not good behavior.
Blaze Bailey is omitted.
Toucher and Hardy
we're the best friends it can be, my buddy and me.
on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go.
She filmed herself urinating on the furniture.
Posting it to adult content websites, urinating on furniture, appliances, and bedding.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. I just exhausted yesterday.
You were exhausted yesterday?
Yes.
Father's Day. It was celebration after celebration.
Yes, I'm very glad that Father's Day exists. It's the best day. It's the best day of. It's very comfortable and wonderful. I love it. That people, your kids feel obligated to do something and tell you that they love you, which is very nice. But then there's this obligation hanging in the air to do something, and you don't want to do it, and no one else wants to do it, which is a big thing. My son had a game at 8 in the morning, and then he had a game at noon out in Northborough.
Whoa.
And there was enough time in between games to go home. But then the second game went in extra innings, so it was 3 hours long. And it was good. I mean, it was exciting stuff. They played well, so it was nice to be at. But I'll tell you, and then, like, everyone was very tired. My daughter went to the first game; she didn't go to the second game, and then everyone was very tired. we were supposed to have brunch, but I got out of that lickety-split because I said, look, if they win this early game, they're going to have another game you're not going to have to play. And then like my son would like, I think, well, I know, was like, we should probably do something. So we went to a Chinese restaurant, but they couldn't seat us. And shame on Jins for not honoring us, who come in all the time. How they should have just gotten people to stand up and leave.
Yeah, that's my table.
Right. And so we were standing there, and everyone was so hungry that I just made reservations down the street in Wellesley. We were in Wellesley. Oh, it's a whole situation.
Can't hide money.
Right. I bought a house there just so we could eat. I bought one right down there in downtown.
You have to show
Wellesley.
your driver's license and show that you have a Wellesley address in order to eat at the restaurant. Even to go to Fell's Market, you have to have the Wellesley zip code just to buy the steak tips.
Exactly. So we and then we went there, and then by the time we got home, it's funny because my kids are 18. My daughter's going to be 16. My son's 18. My daughter's going to be 16 next month. And it's very much when they're at a table together, still like they're 6 and 4. They just sit there sniping at each other, but they're not. It's almost like a routine, and it's for my benefit, but I hate it. So I don't really, and finally I was just like, stop. Yeah. And then other tables were looking. I mean, I wasn't yelling it, but I was like, please stop. Like I usually like I'll indulge it, and occasionally they'll say something funny, which like they're insulting each other's friends. They're just like kind of roasting each other, which I know what they're doing, and I know they're trying to get attention. It's funny because I'm an only child. Just how siblings, like they never, like my son, his personality when he was like a toddler changed immediately when his sister came home. He refused to sleep in his room anymore. And he like slept on the floor of our bedroom for like a year. Like it's what seems like a year. It probably wasn't that long. And we would take something away like every month. Like it started off with this like whole thing it started off in our bed, and then it became this whole mini bed on the floor. And then we started taking away like until he was finally on the floor with a blanket and a pillow. We were trying to like, leave.
Sleeping on a board.
Yeah, we got rid of his crib and then got a bed and then got a car's bed. Like we did all this stuff to try to incentivize him to be in his room. And I get it. You're better parents, not you guys, but the audience is better parents than me, and everything I did was wrong.
What kind of car was it?
The car, the
movie,
Lightning McQueen.
The car bed. Oh, okay.
Lightning McQueen.
No, it was like the one in Silver Spoon.
You got him an Olds 88. Like, well, that's not going to like inspire the kid to go sleep in his bed.
Right.
It was a Hyundai Sonata.
83 Chevy Cavalier. Like,
I'm driving a Hyundai Sonata right now because of my son's car is in the body shop for who knows how long. So he can't drive a rental car, so I'm driving the Hyundai Sonata.
Is it a newer one?
It's fine.
They're pretty nice cars.
Yeah, it's got a big. All I care about cars is how big the screen inside of it is.
Yeah.
Now that's all I really care about. It's certainly faster than a Bronco. I mean, it's not a race car, but But the Bronco, you go to merge onto Route 9 or onto the freeway out here in Waltham, which is not easy merging onto 95 South as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, you don't like the trucks that almost kill you every day when we're leaving work?
It's good that someone else...
You'd be like Wallach and just cut in front of one. I swear to God, I saw it about 2 weeks ago. You jumped out in front of an 18-wheeler. That guy was coming down that hill, and you just took your spot and then locked up the brakes because you decided you're going a little too fast. That guy almost jackknifed. You don't care.
One time I was getting onto 95 South from here, which sometimes I just don't do because I'm just like, I don't want to do it today. And and I couldn't go anywhere because cars were in the right lane.
Yeah.
And a car got right up on my ass and was honking, and I've never been more nervous in my life. I'm like, I don't know. Like, why do you think I'm not going? Like I'm not on my phone. Like I'm trying to get on the freeway. Like I don't understand what you want me to do. This car goes 0 to 60 in like 7 minutes. I don't know how you expect me to get past these cars.
Have you ever pulled off at that gas station Oasis McDonald's
No,
thing? Okay,
no.
let me tell you something. You ever go in there? Good luck getting back on. It is.
That's really bad.
That is as harrowing as getting on from.
You're talking about the one right before Route 9. When
Yes.
you go over, yes. All right. Yes.
And I'll tell you why that's the case. Because if you're like me and you're getting off at Route 9, you got to kind of be in the right lane. If not, then right around then.
Very
so
soon. Yep.
It's not like irresponsible of me at that point to be in the right lane because there's not another exit until Route 9. So if you pass I believe it's and this is just local yokel stuff, so you'll know we're local. Like the Route 16 exit.
Oh yeah.
If that's the next exit, like is Route 9. So like once you pass that exit, you have every right to get into the right lane. I mean, that's not always easy to do. You got like a mile and a quarter to work with. That's a reasonable time. And then that rest area is right there. And then hachi manchi.
There's a lot going on.
No, I would imagine that rest stop is generally for people looking for lot lizards. No, I believe it's probably for people traveling across country, right? I would think, because there's I'd much rather just get off and exit.
Yeah, I mean, I stopped there maybe once every 2 months when would leave here, and I'm like, I just can't take it. I need something to eat right now.
Oh, so you stopped there to get something to eat?
Yeah,
oh,
I would probably once every 2 months is high. A couple times a year, I'll be like, you know what? I just want something right now, and I don't want to go anywhere else. I want to get this. I want to eat it in the car on the way home and be done with it.
You know, it's interesting because rest stops freak me out, not because of people or anything happening. They seem like almost like prisons, like that you get all. I don't know why I feel this way, but they're not like land. Like they're not like a town. They're like these artificial oases that there's no way out of.
Yes.
Except for the freeway in and out. I don't know why I find that.
Well, they're sovereign nations, so normal laws do not apply.
I think it's because of the Florida Turnpike, which you can go, 20 miles, 30 miles without an exit, which I find very disconcerting too. And there's like nothing but prison. There's a prison on it. There's the Everglades if you have to go far enough.
Alligator Alley is how long?
Oh, I don't, like 70 miles.
There's
80 miles.
there's one exit there?
Yeah, it's freaky.
Maybe two.
I don't know. I think it's freaky, but I couldn't drive through the desert. I couldn't do it. Like I know you have, Hardy, obviously, like that Vegas to like LA thing, which I've heard is like 4.5 hours. No way.
That one, that's not as bad as New Mexico. And driving south out of Albuquerque, going down to, like Las Cruces, or you're going down to, Carlsbad Caverns, which we had to for the radio station once. You're driving through the White Sands Missile Range, where it's just, as far as you can see for, 40, 50 miles maybe, there's nothing. I mean, there's not so much as like a telephone pole, as I remember, because it's a bombed out missile range, and you just make sure you got a full tank of gas before you go.
Yeah, I find that like incredibly disconcerting. So there is so when you pull off the Florida Turnpike, and there would be like a Roy Rogers, and I'm talking about like not long ago.
Wow.
Yeah, this isn't like 1984, and there was a Roy Rogers, like, and you're like, so what?
An Elias brother, big boy.
Exactly. Like there's like I just remember being when Roy Rogers, and I'd been in the car for 12 hours or something, and like this Florida Turnpike part was like the last part of it, and being like convincing myself I had gotten. I mean, I didn't really think this, but it almost seemed like I had gone in a time machine or something. I'm like, what planet are we on where there's like all this stuff is old? Roy Rogers, it's all, how do people work here? Like, how do they get here every day? Do you get out, to work at Roy Rogers, you drive a half an hour on the Florida Turnpike?
Well, that is the decision you make when you're driving on those long stretches and you see something and you're like, oh, maybe we should stop just to see another human being and to get some sense of civilization. But when you do, you realize it's a mistake, because it's not normal society in those places.
No. Like, I've been to Buc-ee's in Knoxville, but it's such a thing that people go to, including myself. That's not bad because there's like a million people there, and it's not even really a rest stop. It's like off a real exit. But yeah, there's something about those rest stops and it's not like, I know, gay sex or crime or anything that I'm concerned with. It's yeah, too conventional. Yeah, I see your foot, buddy. Big deal.
Tap, tap, tap.
Are you going to knock me in the head and rob me? Because that's part of the kink. I don't want. Yeah, right. I see the glory hole. Big deal.
It's just something short of actual civilization.
Yes,
in those places.
I do find it like almost. I don't know if claustrophobic's the right word, but I find it just odd that there's no way out except for the freeway. I don't know. I've got a lot of neuroses. Go ahead, Jonathan.
We remember Howard Johnson's.
Oh, yeah.
There used to be that place in Lexington on 95, 128 North. That used to be a Howard Johnson's, and it didn't go away for, far beyond the time you thought Howard Johnson shouldn't be here anymore. I think that rest stop that you were talking about when you go home also was a Howard Johnson's when I was a kid, if I remember right. But they were all over the place here for a long time. There was actually one next to Fenway Park.
By Fenway, there was that horrible Howard Johnson's motel that they turned into whatever the hell they turned it into, where Adolfo did an open mic.
Yep.
Vibe.
Vibe.
Is that what it was called?
But the best thing about Vibe is if you've ever been in the lobby, they had old Rolling Stones.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
from
really?
Like the 70s. Which I found to be delightful. I think I went to the bar there or something one time, and I spent the whole time maybe in the lobby looking at the old Rolling Stones. Ooh, Cameron Crowe, you say? This is him writing about Led Zeppelin. This is the Chris Christopherson interview that you hear so much about. Ooh.
So you ended up having a brunch, which I think
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did not?
So, like, my ex-wife was going to take us out to brunch. Very nice. But I didn't want to go. Not because of her or anything, but because of the games, and I just didn't want to go. It was like in the city, and I didn't want to go. So we went to a Chinese restaurant, but we couldn't get in, so we went to Smith & Wilinski's, which cost me $250 when I didn't want to be there. Not because of Smith & Wilinski, I just didn't. I just. Everyone felt obligated, and we all didn't want to say we didn't want to. Like, I would have felt really bad to tell my son we weren't doing something because he had like gotten me a card and a present. My daughter did not, but he did all of that, and he was like making a big deal about Father's Day, and so I would have felt bad. I know he didn't really want to go, but I mean, this was the condition we were in. Go ahead.
That's the obligation.
There was an obligation between me and him, at least. My daughter didn't care. She's more loosey goosey with it. She doesn't feel the need to please.
Well, that's kind of the vibe around Father's Day, though. I feel like, the world kind of stops for Mother's Day, and there are put on brunches everywhere, and there's this whole thing, and maybe it's just kind of traditional, like, well, no one else is going to cook, so we got to put on a brunch so that mom doesn't have to cook that day. But the Father's Day thing, there's all these other things scheduled, and it's also Father's Day. So there's that going on.
Yes.
But it was at our house, both my kids had to work yesterday. Plus, my daughter had a friend in town from Long Island who she had to take back to South Station on Sunday morning. And so we did have a breakfast together as a family after I finished the Sports Hub Golf Club, and came upstairs, and we're all sitting there, and it's like 9 o'clock, and I looked at my daughter and her friend. I said, "What time is her train? Like leaving South Station to take her back, out of state? 10 o'clock." I said, "Okay, it's 9:07, so y'all better leave." Oh, okay. And as they're like running around, Marcy looks at me. She said, "Isn't there like a 10K going on downtown today?"
Yeah, of course there is.
I said, "Yep,
sure there is."
And it's like you can't say anything. They're two 19-year-olds who have got the world figured out. Right. And I mean, like, her friend was really nice, and they're smart kids. Fine, you guys know what you're doing. Yeah, but by all means,
have fun.
Have fun. So my son goes to work. I'm doing stuff around the house, and my daughter comes home. And I'm thinking she should have been home by now. It's like 10:40, and she pulls up. I'm like, so how'd it go? Oh, Waze took us the worst way. I'm like, you think it has anything to do with that foot race that they were running downtown today? Well, it didn't say that. I said, no, you got to kind of, plan these things out ahead of time. So did she make her train? No. She had to take the 11 o'clock. I'm like, so she's just sitting at South Station by herself for almost an hour? Yeah, I offered to stay with her, but she said I didn't have to. Like, well, that's nice, Katie. Well done.
I can't believe she drove her.
There's nothing quite like Hardy's snarky disapproval.
Well, his daughter was probably still all fired up from being here on Friday. Or
Right.
Thursday.
Yeah, She was
loved
all
it.
comebacks on Friday.
No, she loved it. She loved it. She had such a good time.
It's telling all her friends. Well, she didn't have to tell them. They all heard it.
Yeah,
Sure.
I talked to Hardy this weekend. And
Sure.
he's like, I asked my daughter if any of her friends heard her, and she looked at me like I had. It's funny though, because Hardy got me off the air. It got me going. Like we were saying inappropriate things, not sexually, but like just like we were nothing sexually. It was. He got me going. We were just like joking around about like fairly offensive stuff that was non-sexual, nothing to do with men and women, and his daughter did not like that. She was just like, no.
I can't even remember.
No, it wasn't a big deal. And maybe it was all in my head, but I can remind you.
Okay.
And she was like, okay.
I get tisk-tissed by both my kids all the time.
It was sort of a tisk-tisk, but it was obvious. It was kind of obvious you knew that was going to happen, so you were like trying to get that like dialogue going, and we were joking around about how we were avoiding a topic because like we were superior or something like that, and like we were joking around. Again, this is not anything with men or women or anything. This was just something else. It wasn't even a big deal, but your daughter was just like, oh, okay.
It's probably it's stuff that she hears around the house all the time. It's probably racial stuff or something about the Jews.
Yeah, it was my usual rant.
Of course.
It was my usual rant. I was ranting. I was like, I was giving her some good reading material and pamphlets how to organize at school.
Sure.
Find some like-minded individuals.
Yeah, I was like, you have to push back against this intelligentsia at the school.
Yeah.
They're trying to. What they're trying to do is breed us out of, breed our race out. You gotta marry in race and have many kids. Was my whole point. That's not what we were saying. Because that would have been sexual. I want to make it very clear we were not really joking about anything sexual. I probably shouldn't even say
At some point this morning, I didn't want to tell you off the air. I haven't told you yet. I did end up doing something yesterday that I think you will find amusing. It has to do with a coworker here at the radio station.
Oh.
Somebody wanted to play golf. I wanted to play golf yesterday, and we ended up. That was a friend of mine who I play with all the time who suggested we call this person because he's like, oh, that guy seems like a good time. Let's see if he wants to go play 9 with us, and he did, and we did.
I have a feeling I think I know who it is.
Yeah.
All right. That would be interesting.
It was Zoe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was getting that vibe.
Yeah.
But,
and you didn't even have to pay him, and he still showed up. Wow.
I don't walk and I don't pay.
Exactly. That's the mod. Yeah. Staple that to his forehead.
Only 9. I only do 9. I don't walk. I don't walk and I don't pay.
I'm shocked he showed up without a paycheck. Good for you. He must really like you.
I'll be there. You got drinks?
Yep. Yeah. Feed me. Give me alcohol. I'm good. I'll be there in an hour and a half.
I don't look for balls either. I give them for free.
Keep playing.
Just keep going.
I don't mind that. Man, if he just wants to hit shots and then just ride in the car, that's great with me. It's how I like to play sometimes. Look, I've wasted enough of everyone's time. We'll just focus on you for a while. All right. I get just to take 30 seconds. So Maddie called me, Maddie Siegel. And he's like, I'm in Haverhill. And I never called him back. And then so he texted me and he's like,
Still in Haverhill.
He's like, I'm waiting to play at Woodland. So my friend and I had made a tee time for 3:40 on Friday. This never happens, but I made one for 3:40 on Friday. The reason I made it at 3:40 on Friday is he could go, and that's when I wanted it. Okay? So I text Manny, and I'm like, oh, okay, do you want to play at 3:40 on Friday? He's like, I guess we'll have to pack dinners. I would prefer it to be earlier.
Oh, God.
I said, what the hell's going on? First of all, you got nothing to do. And second of all, like, what the, and I'm like, and then so I said, because I said, hey, Maddie, I didn't even say that. I said, oh, well, I apologize, but I'm playing with a friend of mine, and this is the only time we could both do it. And
why are you apologizing?
Because I was laying it on to see I wasn't really apologizing.
Okay, fair.
I thought it was a better tact to make him feel bad than it would have been to go like, what the hell are you talking about? I said, this is the only time that we could both play. And he just goes, it's okay. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Manny. Why are you playing at 3:40? Because I want to. How about that? Because I want to sleep. I want to go. I want to do my show, go home, sleep, walk the dog, go to the course, not have to rush, and then it stays dark till 8:30. And I apologize if you have plans. By all means, don't come. And I don't we'd pack a dinner. What do you got to eat now? Now you got to eat at 6 o'clock at night, you old man. Like they pack a dinner. Like, oh no, what are we gonna do? It's 7 o'clock and we haven't had dinner. What planet are we on?
Someone hanging with the blue hairs far too long. My Lord.
I didn't even think about it until now. You're right. Sounds like senior citizen stuff. I love Maddie, but my God, to pack a dinner, to eat it. You got to eat at 7 o'clock, or my blood sugar will get too low. But I don't bring food. I don't. What are you talking about? Eat. When was the last time you said, "Oh, that's too late. We got to eat dinner"? I need dinner. Oh yeah.
Start planning your day around the meal times. That's a sign of something.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's like I'm planning my days around sleep and leisure.
You only do that with the very young and the very old.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this is a leisure activity, Maddie. I don't want to rush over there. And it's my club. I can do it whenever I want. And by the way, they wouldn't even let you two play before a certain time on a Friday. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Does your home need a new roof? Get a free estimate today from Connell Roofing, the leading Massachusetts roofing company. Book your estimate today. Head to ConnellRoofing.com now.
Quality.
This summer, get big savings at Bernardi. Come celebrate summer at Bernardi Toyota with our lowest.
yeah, baby. What happened last night is brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game. What happened? So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR.
Early email submission here right out of the gate this morning. Joey Nero says, Wallach, right away with the Cape Verde. Did we learn nothing last week?
Was watching the match yesterday, and the play-by-play announcer kept calling him that during the Fox broadcast, calling them that during the Fox broadcast, so that's what I went with. Kept calling him Verde. It's either Verde or Verde. I've heard it pronounced both ways on the broadcast yesterday when they played to a 2-2 draw with Uruguay.
So when we were waiting at Gin's, that was on in the background, and I saw someone make it 1-1, and then I saw Uruguay make it 2-1. Mm-hmm. So I'm very surprised to hear that it finished in a draw. Notice I said draw.
It was a mistake by Uruguay's back line. The goalkeeper had to come out a long way, got caught too far away from his goal, and Cape Verde tied it.
Did they do that with very little time left?
I don't remember when the last goal was scored. I'd have to.
Well, it would have to. How long are games? This sounds with before extra time.
So 90 minutes.
Oh, then it wasn't with
regulation.
Okay. 90 minutes.
Yes.
2:45 minute halves.
And you have stoppage time at the
No,
end of
I
each
understand. I knew that.
I know.
I know that. But I was. That's a lot of running.
These hydration breaks are.
That's right.
They're putting off the world football fans.
Yes.
Like, what's a hydration break? What are we doing?
Yep.
Well, you got to get orange slices.
Well, you got to get some commercials and slide in a couple of those spots. All right. Well, John, you do you. You're going to side with your quote unquote fellow play-by-play guys and acquiesce to what they're calling the team. We all agree on what we call the Red Sox.
Wait, real quick.
Yeah.
This before we move on from the World Cup, Alexi Lalas, Finn even had an article. Now they kicked him out of the studio show. This is the most interesting thing about the World Cup to me is apparently Alexi Lalas, according to people that like soccer and follow media, now it's The Athletic and Chad Finn said he's like absolutely terrible. I haven't seen this amount of vitriol for a studio host. I have seen it for, obviously, color commentary guys mostly. I've seen it even for a couple play-by-play guys, but I rarely studio host. They usually kind of go by without much criticism either way, like just without much critique. But Alexi Lalas apparently has been absolutely terrible. I haven't seen any of it, but he's been absolutely terrible. And then there was a show the other day where he wasn't on it, and they were all kind of joking in quotations about how nice it was that he wasn't there.
Andrew Marchand is a sports media, criticizer, columnist. And he had some online battle with some guy, and he was the first guy I saw that said, Lawless has been terrible for the last decade. Like you, I hadn't really noticed because, like you, I don't watch a lot of soccer coverage. But Lawless is one of the original stars, quote unquote.
No, I know
the
who
original, but that's the reason. But that's the point. That's the reason he's been there so long. I had no idea that he was terrible, and I'll take it one step further. I had no idea he wasn't there. So that's where I am on this.
So I have a theory that having never seen him, I've seen him do soccer before, but I haven't seen him this World Cup, is that he's trying to be John McEnroe. Based on what I've read, because McEnroe's real good at it.
Yep.
And he's like, but I think McEnroe's really smart, so he can be a dick with still being compelling. Barkley's great, but his routine has kind of changed to be much more funny now. But remember when Barkley first started, he was like a dick, but he was real smart, so he was able to do that. I think what it sounds like to me, and this is bold coming from someone who hasn't seen him in like a decade do anything, from probably 2 World Cups ago, because I didn't see any of the Qatar one or Qatar, either way, appropriate both ways we've learned, is that maybe he's trying to be a McEnroe type, but he's too stupid to do it.
So apparently he's been like critical of players, but I think in soccer you get more of that than you do certainly in the NBA or maybe even in the NFL. Like commentators and analysts will actually give criticism and speak out when a player is playing.
They're more offended about bad play.
Well, and I guess he said something during one of the earlier broadcasts during this World Cup that he thought was okay to say, and probably is okay to say on American television. But he said something that in British speak is like very offensive. And I thought it was fine because he was talking about James Corden, and he called him, we can say wanker, right?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
no. Oh, no.
But he said, yeah, I think that's what he called him. And the people on the desk were like, oh, you can't say, luckily we're not on the BBC.
Oh, you can say wanker on the BBC. You can say wanker a million times on the BBC. I've watched the young ones. They're just being, was there 5 chicks on it? Now, Alexi.
There was one woman who tissed him, but it was Henri and whoever the Zoltan guy is.
Zlatan.
Thank you.
Ibrahimovic, I believe.
Yeah, they were all excited that Lawless wasn't there for some broadcast. I don't know.
I'll tell you, if my daughter ever decided to get into sports media, the first thing I would say is don't tisk anyone. If you don't like what they said, be real brutal to them. But don't go, Phil. I would be like, that's the one piece of advice I'd give to you, Zoe, is don't be the buzzkill on the joke. That's not your role. Either double down on the joke, ignore the joke, but don't go, not great. I'm the voice of reason. Well, that's not what you want to be. You want to be the funny one or the interesting one. You don't want to be the voice of reason. And that's from my daughter's perspective, so I can say whatever I want because she's my daughter.
Let's get to this Red Sox game. It won't take long.
2-2. Flied into left field deep. Duran back all the way back to the wall. It's off the top of the wall. That's gone. Canzone's just mashing it right now.
He's mashing it up.
Their best hitter.
We call him old potato face.
Makes it 1-0 Seattle.
Down there in Seattle because he mashes it up.
There we go. There's Seattle takes the 1-run lead there at the
bottom. The Colonel.
Bottom of the second. Red Sox have an answer, though.
High drive into left field. That's way back.
Yeah, that's gone.
Watch this one fly. What a shot by Eaton. Jumped all over that to tie.
You got a dinger breakfast. Yum, 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 yum. Dingers. Can't get enough.
There were some base running mistakes and some defensive mistakes.
Holding and a line shot. It's going to skip off Meyer into center field. Rodriguez will take third. Marcelo looked unsure on that. And it clanged off him, and they're going to be safe on the corners.
That kid can mash.
That move to shortstop, not working out, unfortunately. Oh, and you'll appreciate this, Fred. Eaton, the guy who hit the home run. On second base, team's down 1 run in the 6th inning. Wild pitch on first base, wild pitch to second with 1 out. So you're already in scoring position. Ceddanne Rafael is up. For some reason, Eaton is running. You're already in scoring position. You're on second base with 1 out. He is running. It's a hit and run. Rafael hits a bullet right to the right fielder. Eaton, who's on third base, completely unaware of what's happened behind him, is doubled off, and that's the end of the inning for a team that doesn't score runs.
They hit and run on it with 1 out.
With a guy on second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Already in scoring position.
What did the announcer say about that?
I don't know. I didn't see it with the announcer. I only saw it, in
Seems
the
like they have a
background.
problem with looking at where the ball is hit, looking at where it's going.
Or just bad baseball fundamentals.
Yeah.
All the way across the board. Yeah. Not good.
Anyway,
None of it.
Anyway, Red Sox.
Well, there are only 14 games under 500.
Red Sox lose 3-1.
The first 2 games of the series.
They did.
Start is set in Colorado tonight.
That Colorado, one of the few teams in Major League Baseball worse than they are. Colorado's got the worst record in Major League Baseball, so maybe they have a chance.
And if you can't get offense there, then you're not going to get any offense.
It's the air.
It is.
And light.
I've heard.
All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Red Sox lost in Seattle yesterday 3-1. They do take 2 of 3 in the series. They'll pitch Jake Bennett tonight in Denver against the Colorado Rockies. Florida Panthers made a big trade last night. They got forward Brady Tkachuk from Ottawa for 3 first-round draft picks and a second-round pick. At the World Cup, Egypt beat South Africa 3-1. Cape Verde played Uruguay to a 2-2 draw. Belgium and Iran played to a scoreless draw, and Spain beat Saudi Arabia 4-0. Wyndham Clark is your winner of the U.S. Open by 1 shot over fellow American Sam Burns. And with the first round of the NBA draft set to begin tomorrow night, multiple online reports indicate the Celtics and Miami remain very much in on a possible deal for Giannis Antetokounmpo. NBA reporter Mark Stein added this morning, Celtics now have a real shot at landing him with a Jaylen Brown-centric package that might not include a third team. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by a Weekend 180 weight loss, a no-risk all rewards path to real weight loss. If you're not happy with your results in the first week, get 100% of your money back. Awaken180weightloss.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
Stay tuned for more touch.
Yeah, so the reason Alexi Lawless is pretty horrible is he's never actually played like international soccer. He played like in the MLS when it was in its infancy. So like he's super critical of like these actual superstar athletes when he was just like dog water. So he was over here like talking crack about Zlatan and Thierry Henry, and they're just basically like, you have no actual acronym to be sitting here talking crap. So they pretty much just nixed him and like gave him the boot because he has like pretty much no leg to stand on, and he looked pretty stupid when he played for the MLS. He was like a ginger afro guy.
Yeah, I know what he looks like. Then I think that's part of the reason that people know who he is because he had such a unique look. And I heard he doesn't have a great sense of humor about it. Like when they give him crap, that he gets kind of offended.
No, I think that's why he cut it back. But now he's just like an old, like he's like the Grinch of soccer. He just thinks like he's super intelligent and like he follows it, but he has no international soccer, like, I guess, education. So like all these players that are going to play in like La Liga and the Champions League, he has no idea who they are. So they're basically just sitting here like, just shut up. And he's just talking crap about them, and they're just not about it anymore.
All right, interesting. Thank you. I've been interesting how critical people have been of him. All right, Hardy, let's get to it. The real story of the day.
Well, that is, of course, the U.S. Open, which finished up yesterday at Shinnecock Hills on Long Island. Wyndham Clark got to go off late after the fog-delayed opening round and had a much more favorable conditions for his opening round and went out there and took the early lead. He held on to that lead after round 2. And then round 3, when he needed to make some kind of a move to kind of cement his lead, he did this.
Cutting now.
Hold it. 275 yards from the green.
Oh, my goodness. That was a huge fade, and he just knocked it in there within a few feet.
Call that the kid in play.
275.
Huge fade.
Yes. Well done. Would end up making an
I'm the
eagle
brother
there
with the high top fade.
on the back 9 par 5 on Saturday, and then
so uncultured.
Is it going to be me or a Racerhead?
Huh?
That's the part of the rap.
Part
of the rap. The battle rap in the movie.
Thank you.
See.
All right, I'm sorry, I lost it. Okay,
guys, Wyndham Clark, show some respect.
Does he have a tattoo or a birthmark?
Wyndham Clark
on his right arm. Or maybe it's
know.
it's the shadow of the trophy. I apologize.
Okay.
Because I was like, if golfers now have tattoos, everything's not good.
So he was 7 under going into the final round yesterday. And, yesterday morning we broke this down extensively on the Sports Hub Golf Club. It would require him giving a few shots back and one of these guys at 1 under or even. It was only Scotty Scheffler, I believe, at 1 under par. He was the only one. He was playing in the final group with Wyndham. He was going to go out and have to go out and shoot a number and wait for Wyndham to give a few back. There were a few good scores shot yesterday, not by Scotty Scheffler, though. And Wyndham Clark did his part by giving strokes back, but it wasn't enough.
Wyndham Clark puts his ball down. We're a long way from L.A., but the same thing happened there that happened here in New York as Wyndham Clark wins his second U.S. Open.
Well said.
Yeah.
Good. He thought about it, and then he got us all back to Los Angeles, where we know he had won a previous U.S. Open. Well done. Way to put it in a bow. But I was asking Hardy, ESPN said that the crowd was against him, and I was wondering why the crowd was against him.
So there's a couple of reasons. Number one, last year at Oakmont, when he missed the cut at the U.S. Open, he took it out on a locker there in the locker room at Oakmont and destroyed it. And people thought, he should be banned, from, competition for a while, and certainly banned at Oakmont. And just like, whatever, you tore up a locker room, that not even a locker room, just his locker, like he kicked in the door or something. He was pissed off. That doesn't bother me. The one thing that seems to rub people the wrong way is he's on a couple of occasions played a little fast and loose with the rules. And there was one writer who went back to the Honda Classic a couple of years ago where his ball was in the rough and he used like the hosel of his club to mash the grass down behind the ball. He looked like, made it look like he was addressing the ball time and time and time again, but he was manipulating the lie to the point where the ball actually moved and they caught it on TV.
Can't do that.
And they said, well, wait a second. It's gone from kind of cheating to now you got to call a penalty on yourself. He did neither one of those things. And I guess when they went to review it, they couldn't find enough evidence. But there's a couple of things like that with him. He's just not the most likable guy, and that's the one thing you can't do. Ask Patrick Reed. He's never gotten over the cheating allegations that have followed him since college. Ask Vijay Singh, who years ago, got caught in there was one scorecard misunderstanding, and Vijay would often, repair phantom ball marks between his ball and the hole when he was really just tapping down spike marks, which at the time you couldn't do. That followed Vijay around. So if you get, in under the umbrella of a guy who plays a little fast and loose with the rules, you never get away from it. So I don't think the other players necessarily love him. The crowd was rooting for Scotty Scheffler yesterday. I think just because they wanted something to watch. Now you did end up having a bit of, some drama down the stretch yesterday, but it came down to Sam Burns missing a couple of putts late and Wyndham Clark going out and shooting a blistering 73, which
made a big birdie on 16. He gave it back on 17.
He did, but out of the 66 players yesterday, like 50 of them shot the same number or better than Wyndham Clark. So was it exciting to watch this guy win the U.S. Open by going out there and shooting 73? You look at the final leaderboard, and the numbers go 73 for Wyndham Clark. So second through 10th place, those guys shot 67, 70, 67, 70, 71, 66 for Joaquin Neiman, 67, 68. He was the only guy who shot 3 over par. Scheffler playing the final group with him was 1 over yesterday. So it kind of stunk. It really
Fred,
did. It was not great.
I asked Hardy, are you, there are two ways looking at this. You're amazed that Wyndham Clark held it together on a day where he didn't have it to win, or were you offended that he won? And Hardy predictably said offended. He was angry that Wyndham Clark won.
I think we all were.
You didn't call into the Sports Hub Golf Club again yesterday.
I was in my ex-wife's car with my daughter, and they were listening. My daughter had her phone hooked up to music, or I would have if I would have had.
I talked to you on the phone on Saturday night, and you said if I'm up, I promise I'll call. And you were up, and you promised, and you didn't call.
I apologize. I was. I wasn't thinking.
How about this? Apology not accepted.
Oh.
Well, that's nothing I can do about that except to just continue to try to get you to accept.
There's always the Open Championship. One more fully live show for the Sports Hub Golf Club this season.
What about the PGA Champ? Oh, they already played the PGA.
You're not going live about the Travelers this weekend?
Oh, I might.
Yeah, we're going to be at the
Travelers Wednesday morning.
Yeah, we're leaving for Hartford. When are you guys leaving for Hartford? What time of day?
I don't know. I may have to go after dinner, unfortunately.
I'm not going after dinner.
So if you're going with Maddie, you're going at 4.
I'm thinking like 3.
Oh, well, you just want to get down there, knock around the course.
I'll settle in.
Yeah.
Get the lay of the land.
Somebody might have to go and pick up credentials.
I know. None of us have any way onto the golf course at this point.
Right.
I got to figure out what hotel we're at.
There's a lot to figure out still. I got to figure out what player I'm allegedly caddying for in the program.
Oh, he still doesn't know. That's right.
Yeah.
Still think you should be playing. All right. Joe Murray's got a golf show. He's going up against Hardy. He's trying to knock him off his perch a little bit. We'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
Performance matters in intimate moments, but you can't get a boner, dummy.
from Ottawa for 3 first-round draft picks, including 2 this year and a second-round pick in 2030. Egypt beat South Africa 3-1 at the World Cup. Also, Cape Verde played Uruguay to a 2-2 draw. Belgium and Iran played to a scoreless draw. And Spain beat Saudi Arabia 4-0. Argentina and Austria have the first match of today. That'll take place in Dallas at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Wyndham Clark 2-putted from 60 feet on the final hole to hang on and win the U.S. Open golf tournament by 1 shot. And with the first round of the NBA draft set to begin tomorrow night, multiple online reports indicate the Celtics and Miami remain in the running for a trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Bucks want a first-round draft pick higher than the Celtics pick at number 27 as part of the compensation. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Jeep. You can't spell American without it. During the Jeep Make the Summer event, celebrate 250 years of the country that can with a great deal on the vehicles that always can. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Attack for empty 3. Violent two-hand slam. Wow.
98.5 Sports Hub.
Big show on the way.
Need a little help getting started in the morning?
It's very dangerous.
They've got the experts.
So, no.
Toucher and Hardy.
No.
On the Sports Hub.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. We for all the World Cup people, we will have the guest on to talk about the World Cup in just a moment. So you have that. I don't know what's going on, but it's a big deal. So someone who does know what's going on will talk about that. But I know what's going on in the world of media, and that is, Hardy will often mention the Sports Hub Golf show.
Sports Hub Golf Club.
Golf Club that is on Sunday mornings from 4:15 to 4:30.
7 a.m.
And
1 hour.
He does it live 3 times a year. And
4.
You do it for the PGA too.
Yeah.
So he does it for all 4 majors.
Yeah.
You know it's a big deal because he comes on live. He starts at Masters weekend. And who are the guests this week? No one. You went full on U.S. Open.
All U.S. Open and took calls.
Okay.
Not a call from you as you promised you would, but calls from other people. Who all things happen for a reason. Had actual things to say, as opposed to you, who I'm sure are just going to call in and be snarky.
How much are you going to put in the bank at the Travelers this weekend?
We'll get a couple of things in the can, sure.
Now, can you give us a preview who you'll be talking to? This is just to give you what goes on in the Sports Hub Golf Club.
I mean, if we're lucky, we'll get another pro like we had Eric Cole last year.
Sure, we did.
We spoke with him live, and then that was either repurposed or I can't remember if it was repurposed. We had a separate conversation with him.
No, I guess him repurposed.
It was probably it was so good. How were we going to improve upon what we did on the air that morning? But hopefully we'll get a tournament official of some kind. We had a rules official a couple of years ago.
Ooh.
A guy who became somewhat infamous. Because he was on the green when the people came out there and defaced the green with the colored powder. Remember
colored?
that?
I thought you just meant black people went onto the green at Augusta.
With the paint or the paint-like substance they did in the protest, so that that actual rules official was on the Sports Hub Golf Club. So who knows? I mean, a luminary like that or even greater.
Okay, so
could be a caddy. If we're lucky,
it could be you.
It could be me.
If it's if we're talking about a caddy, but Joe has come out swinging. Joe Murray has got a show, and I will play the intro for it. And now you have to remember, Joe. We're big fans of Joe, and we follow him on Instagram. And this is all up on his Instagram account. But he sent this to Ryan. He wanted us to know that he was doing this show. He wants us to talk about it.
Yeah.
And it is bold of him because, in all seriousness, he's making a golf show, and Hardy's super into golf, and I'm not sure Joe's that into golf.
Oh, you're going to find out how into golf he is when we listen to segments.
He's not going to. This is Hardy's going to be pissed, but this is the intro to Joe Murray's new online show.
Ah, that's the marsh. We're on the North Shore. I'm at an old Newbury Golf Club right now. Great character on the greens. I got to go check it out. I haven't been here. And they got a pub in there with the tube steak. Let's go check it out.
With a tube steak?
Tube steak boogie.
Oh, wow.
ZZ Top is playing with one original member.
So he hasn't been there, which is fine. Sometimes, on the show, I'll, visit courses that I've never been to before. But he's talked about this place before, to an extent where I thought maybe he had been there. Maybe he knew what he was talking about.
Yeah, it's like when you do it, it's like everyone's experiencing it for the first time. You're taking the audience through.
And if it's a place I've been, I still try and, see it and hear it through the lens of someone who hasn't been there before.
And you'll at least have the decency to have the greenskeeper on.
If he's available.
Or someone who works in maintenance.
If they're available, I don't want to take them away from their jobs.
You could follow them. I mean, Hardy often is just walking around the shacks, following guys with his microphone going, excuse me. He's the TMZ of manual laborers.
Ambushes the poor guy on his way out of the bathroom.
All right, so it continues.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Joe, how are you?
Who's Ron?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay. I thought you might have known him. And maybe you had a bone to pick with
No,
Ron.
it would be nice to get the introduction from Joe during the show. Who is this Ron that we're talking to?
So if it was Eva's out in the Sports Hub Golf Club, there would be a lengthy introduction letting you know who Ron did in his bona fides.
Yes, with his bona fides, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you list off his accomplishments, other courses that he's worked. Where did he study? Does he have a turf management degree? What are we talking about here? Did he go through the PGM program in Central Michigan? All these things.
Oh, Central Michigan. All brown.
Professional golf management, actual degree.
Central Michigan's colors are brown and gold, and you've never seen more brown in your entire life. It's the most depressing place on the planet.
Yeah.
It's
the buildings, the grass,
everything's
the
just
flags.
Everything's just brown. It's really bad.
Well, you don't like that.
No, you can't reverse it on me. I've never been to Augusta.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Joe, how are you?
Joe Murray, how are you?
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Jim Hilton.
Hilty.
Everyone calls him Hilty.
I knew that. I talked about that.
Thanks for being here.
What's up?
It's Jax right here.
Hey,
Jax,
Jax.
let's say hi.
Do you go for nicknames like Hilty, or do you need to get the respect of the stimp meter guy beforehand?
I find it disrespectful.
Thank you. I figured.
Everybody needs a clubhouse dog.
Go see him.
Hey,
Go.
Jax.
Go.
Hey.
He ain't moving. He's been working all day.
A dog?
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Now, I like clubhouse dogs, too, and a George Wright. Smokey used to, roam the course kind of like at will, and everybody loves Smokey. So
Just rip it balls at him.
Yeah, no.
Don't run out on the driving range, Smokey.
Now,
It's bad.
Smokey's trying to play fetch, and meanwhile, there's 110-mile-an-hour balls flying at him.
So there's nothing wrong with the clubhouse dog. I do find it a bit placating for Joe to bring a dog in this early in the episode 1 of his golf show. It's like, let's make this untouchable and make this immune to criticism.
I'm not going to try and win you over now. Yeah. I'm just going to bring this prop in to win you over before I bring you quality of material.
How can you speak ill of a program that features a dog in the first 30 seconds? So I know what he's doing.
If you were going to focus on the dog, it would just be at the very end as an act of whimsy.
I would like to focus on the dog to find out what does the dog do on the course. Is he chasing away geese, as oftentimes they do? Is he riding around with the super and jumping out of the cart to chase wildlife away?
Just like a pal, like a service dog to keep him company.
Yes.
PTSD.
Right.
You protecting this place, huh? Can you smell the bacon? I can smell the bacon when I walked in, so I am ready to go here.
In the first minute, we've already shifted to food. There's golf to be played. There's a golf course to be looked at and talked about and studied. And instead, we're talking about bacon. Okay, great.
Meanwhile, Hardy's on the green dropping balls in different locations, seeing how the roll is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you're approaching on 6, where do we want to put this to? How much backspin do we want to have on this?
Yeah.
If I don't want to roll off this thing.
As long as there isn't a group behind me, sure, I'd be doing
Well,
that.
if there's a group behind you, you have your people hold them up a little bit so you can get out there and shoot.
No.
Well, then that's
Pace of play.
All right. Well, Ryan, that's your job to force his hand and because he's out there to make money. All right. And apparently something happens here.
So it's a par 4 long hole, tough opening hole.
Do you find it offensive, the Boston accent saying par?
No, not at all.
Okay. Because you don't think that there should be a certain diction in the clubhouse?
They're still speaking the King's English, which is the most important thing.
Okay.
So it's a par 4 long hole, tough opening hole. We're just trying to get something down there in the middle to get us off the tee to let us play.
Nice. Well, I'm using Great Stories clubs today.
All right.
So we're going to see what I can do. I haven't golfed in years.
So they're throwing in.
Wait a minute.
They're throwing in sound effects into this Joe Murray golf show, and there's
Let's stop the shtick out of me. I'm stopping my shtick for 10 seconds. What they put in a fart noise?
Yeah.
While he was what was he doing?
I don't know.
Ryan, what was he doing when they played the fart noise?
He was grabbing a club and just dropped it in there.
Oh.
He's just throwing in random fart sound effects.
It's juvenile, is what it is.
Yeah.
And if the Sports Hub Golf Club, if there's a fart, it's a real fart, right?
Somebody ripping one when they bend over to put the tee in the ground. I mean, it happens.
I mean, Eric Cole had bad haggis the night before he interviewed us, but those farts were real. He was the PGA. He was like, "Excuse me, gentlemen, but I'm very windy today." I was over on the practice range, and you'll notice there was some guys bailed out of the tournament.
There's 3 open bays on either side of it.
Yeah, there was actually a green cloud. It was very cartoonish.
So it's a par 4 long hole, tough opening hole. We're just trying to get something down there in the middle to get us off the tee to let us play.
Nice. Well, I'm using Great Stories clubs today.
All right.
Well,
So
Artie doesn't like that.
No, I just borrowed clubs, and what are we doing?
All right, so Joe, he goes out to play golf. Now,
Sure.
does he play the full 18, or is this a stunt hole?
Come on.
Okay. So Joe goes out there, and again, he's taking on the 98.5, the Sports Hub Golf Club.
Yeah.
Which is, very serious.
Well, who is it? It's a good question, Fred. Who is your opponent when you're playing golf? Are you playing against somebody, or are you playing the course? Well, Joe, I guess you could argue is playing the course, but really, the competition is against the Sports Hub Golf Club right now.
Yeah,
and this is what he brings to the fight. This stuff.
What a beauty.
That'll work. That's a good spot.
Oh, this is going to be funny, Greg. Get ready for this, man. I haven't swung a club decade, maybe.
So
Jay says the Sports Hub Golf Club is like National Lampoon. It's highbrow, and a lot of references tend to go over the audience's head. Joe on the Go is like Mad Magazine, cutting edge and designed for the common man.
Yeah.
Could this feud lead down to the Sports Hub's downfall? This is like Flint going after Penthouse with Hustler. Guccione was his Omni magazine,
Well, is Mad Magazine still being published?
It's at the Newton Library, the Newton Public Library, in the periodical section. It is.
No, it's not.
I swear to God, it is.
Hard copies of current Mad magazines?
Yeah, they have like a very impressive array of periodicals. I'm not joking.
Are you allowed to do the fold on the last page, or do they, for posterity's sake, you're not allowed to do that?
I would imagine that you're allowed to do the fold if you return it, but they do have Mad Magazine. It's within eyeshot of when I'm sitting there with when my daughter's at the tutor. I sit in one of 2 chairs, and they're in the periodical section.
Do they have
Peter
Cracked?
Wolf knows. I've not seen Cracked. Cracked is like a clickbait site now. It's like a list site.
Yes.
It's gotten away from the scathing satire that was once Cracked magazine. No one was safe from Cracked. They did many Fonzie Happy Days parodies.
I don't even know if I'm a righty or a lefty, by the way. I just kind of was raised that way. Oh, all right, watch out, Route 1. Here we go. Oh, look at that slice. Oh, I'm yelling, sorry. What? Did I hit them?
So he hasn't swung a club in 10 years. He doesn't know if he's a righty or a lefty. Let's do a golf show.
Did he even go to the range beforehand to loosen up?
I don't think so, Fred.
Stop it.
I'm not seeing that.
Not even his clubs.
Oh, they're not even his clubs?
No, we borrow them.
He borrowed them from somebody. I couldn't hear who, though, because they put a fart sound effect over the top of it for some unknown reason.
When you go to the courses, and if you were looking at, how often have you gone through someone's bag, have them go club by club?
Oh, no. I haven't done that yet, but you just gave me an idea for a segment.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's in the bag?
Yeah, you could do
It's ripped from Golf Digest, and they've been doing it for years, but I could do a version of that on the Sports Hub Golf Club.
Yeah, you could go like, what's your degree?
Yeah.
And then you would say degree in because it's an approach shot, and then you could just see what wedges, what the degree of the wedge was.
Yeah. But, what's do you carry a gap wedge? Yeah, what is it? Well, it's 50, but it's actually bent to a 51. Oh.
And if you carry a gap wedge, you go, well, John carried a gap, but then he got a Vince line. And you incorporate this show, hopefully a little promotion for us.
I happen to know a guy that's pretty good at hockey and golf. His name is Ray Bork.
Yeah?
Dude can golf. Yeah, Ray came by the studio one day. And
Joe's very out of breath, by the way. He hit that tee shot.
He took 2 swings. Now
Joe's had it.
But now
time for a break.
Now he's bringing up Ray Bork. I said, oh, well, this would be interesting because I had Ray Bork on the Sports Hub Golf Club years ago. Let's see if they had a similar conversation.
How long did it take him to bring up Tresca?
It was part of the conversation, but it was well into the conversation.
Okay.
I happen to know a guy that's pretty good at hockey and golf. His name is Ray Bork.
Yeah?
Dude can golf. Yeah, Ray came by the studio one day, and he came up to me, not to talk sports, not to talk hockey.
To talk about Tresca.
He just wanted to talk about food.
Yeah.
And oh, baby, we started talking about chicken parm and pasta, and, he's got a restaurant.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Is he still out of breath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he swung a club. All right. And then finally, Joe.
Oh, that's the whole point of going is so that he can go into the clubhouse and eat.
Right, which to you is just like a cherry on top. Do you even focus on food at the Sports Hub Golf Club, or is that too frivolous?
If it's something that the club, is very proud of, yeah, we'll make mention of it. But to me, food is it's a necessary evil.
Have you ever talked to the executive chef at a club on the Sports Hub Golf Club?
No.
Have you ever talked to someone at the Snack Shack?
No.
I see segments possible here.
Do you ever talk about someone who owns a house neighboring the golf course to see what they do with the balls that land on their property?
No, but I would like to speak to a youngster who maybe was collecting them and he got a little side hustle going, selling the balls back after they get hit over the fence.
Yeah, you should play a guessing game for tickets to something where how many balls are in the pond, and you actually go physically count them with waders on. That'd be nice. You wear like night glass goggles and go in and see, and we guess how many. It's a 170-yard par 3. There's water about 150 yards in. Let's count how many balls are in it. That'd be a nice, fun game.
Why don't you and I go down to Florida and we'll do that, and I'll send you down into a pond and some scuba gear, and you can go collect them.
Like alligators, you want me to die?
Yes.
At the hands of an alligator?
Yes.
Okay. I'd die for you in the Sports Hub Golf Club if that's what you needed.
You won't even call in.
I gave you this scenario and I apologized. I don't know what more you want from me. It seems now it's just some kind of funky guilt trip. Are you giving me a funky guilt trip? All right. And finally, Joe does this. I don't even think he eats a steak and he gets excited. I mean, we're running out of time and I don't know. You've heard it before. But, well, listen, it's going to be an interesting scene. In all seriousness, I don't think Joe on the Go is going to be all golf. I think this is just the first Joe on the Go, right? Like, it's not all golf.
I don't know.
He doesn't play golf.
He's sending him to beat, and he's obviously trying to get under my skin, and it's working.
Yeah.
But if he continues with this golf nonsense, then we're going to have to push back a little bit.
Okay. On the Sports Hub Golf Club.
Yes.
Okay. You'll use that as your weapon, not this show. I hope
Yes.
you don't weaponize this show against my friend Joe. Please, save it for the Sports Hub Golf Club. Plus the listeners. I mean, you get loads more, you know? All right. Speaking of which, have you ever talked to a male porn star that was a golfer?
No, but I would.
Okay. All right. Harry Reams when he was alive, perhaps? All right. Anyway, we'll be back. The World Cup is going on. Our friend Bill Koch is covering the World Cup. He can tell us everything that's going on. It's USA Fever and whatnot. We will have that for you in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
It's Fred. Summer in New England almost makes it worth dealing with the winter, but if your roof is old, worn out, or Hey, we are Dutcher and Hardy, and the U.S. is now 2-0 in World Cup play. They will be advancing. I know this. They'll be advancing to the knockout round, and we will see how that goes. And the schedule is hard for me to understand. They're still playing in the pool play.
Group, but same thing. They call it group.
I was just at a baseball tournament.
Soccer fans get very, very offended if you get this wrong. It's group play.
How could you be offended when I'm stating outright my ignorance? I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it's hard to be offended by something if you just don't know and you're admitting that. I'm not pretending even to be a novice, have any knowledge of it. There's no reason to be offended by my lack of knowledge. I cop to it. I don't know. I can't go back in time and follow soccer more. Jesus, John.
But you could prepare yourself better now in the moment.
I don't think that anyone. I think it's a little too late to, to really try to pass myself off as someone knows what's going on in soccer.
No, I'm with John. I will also chastise you for not knowing.
Well, I'm admitting it, and I don't think that. I think it would have come off a little insincere if I would have tried to cram as much international soccer knowledge into my brain as possible in the weeks leading up to the World Cup. That's why we have people like Bill Koch on from the Providence Journal, so he can tell us what's going on. Hello, Bill.
Morning, guys. How are you?
You think it would be unfair for soccer fans to get angry at me? I'm sure you would agree when I admit my ignorance up front. Don't you agree preemptively if I do that?
It doesn't take much for fans to get angry about anything, so I wouldn't necessarily take it too hard.
Well, I take things personally. I don't know why. I guess I'm too empathetic. But, Bill, you seem to – I was reading you in the Providence Journal. You enjoyed the everyone seemed to really enjoy the Scotland fans as they were in town.
Oh, I thought it was great. I had a couple nights out in Providence in between the matches at Gillette, and the Tartan Army were out in full force. And what I appreciate most about them is they are professional drinkers, and when I say that, it's not just in terms of volume and in terms of the fact that there are no limits to their carousing, but the way they were able to behave still. They were good-natured. They were nice to the wait staff. They weren't necessarily in any big rush. I just thought that their mood throughout was terrific, and it was really fun to be around.
Were you too confused, as one of our other analysts was, Bill, did you think the Tartan Army was an actual military unit? Because one of our correspondents in the North End was surprised to see the people enlisted men drinking as much while they were presumably on duty.
A little bit of something like that, sure. They certainly seem to have set roles and functions.
Yeah.
Within the group, it is organized, and you look at some of these supporters trusts from overseas. A lot of the bigger club teams have them, and a lot of their boards engage with clubs. That Liverpool has. I follow Liverpool fairly closely, and they have an official supporters group that has a seat on the board.
Well, that used to be
engages with FSG.
That had to be out of necessity, because these supporters and these firms back in like the 70s and the 80s, they almost that's interesting that you said that. I didn't know that, but that had to come out of necessity, I would imagine, because you know how organized these firms were back in the day, and they were up to no good.
In the 70s and the 80s in England, certainly the behavior of the fans was a big problem.
You ever read Among the Thugs by Bill Buford?
It's an interesting read for sure.
Oh, okay, so you have read it. Oh, look at us, Bill. Oh. We're sharing literature together. Yeah. So he goes. I've mentioned this before, but it's all I know. So let me indulge me. Bill Buford was living in England, and he decided to just go basically as a journalist for no particular publication, and just ingrain himself with the soccer firms in England. I believe it started like in the very late 70s into the early 80s, and he goes to an international match. I don't know if it's the World Cup, and yeah, it's like just complete mayhem and violence. But things have changed, suffice it to say, and the Scottish fans and these people, the fans of these teams are very welcome.
Yeah, I think it's been great. You know, you look at the matches across country and certainly the ones here. You know, just watching the passion that they have and, you know, how much it means. The fact that it's compounded into 1 year, you have to wait for so long, you know, for the next World Cup that you know, you really see sort of this explosion of you know, feeling from the fans, and it's really enjoyable to watch.
What was your experience getting to what is now known as Boston Stadium? We've heard about traffic nightmares and security nightmares. I was very fortunate. I didn't spend a lot of time with either, but how did you do it?
You helicoptered in.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I jumped in the Fanatics helicopter. Mr. Kraft sent that for me. No, we get there about 4 hours before kickoff. It's similar to what we would do for a Patriots game, so the traffic hasn't been that bad for us personally, but you know, it's definitely an issue. And certainly the first Scotland game against Haiti, when we were leaving, probably 2 hours after the match, the rideshare line was the longest I've seen at any event, at any venue. It was incredible. It went back on Route 1 for miles on both sides. You know, so certainly logistically, you'll need to plan ahead and leave extra time if you do go to the matches, because it is a pretty significant thing, whether it's traffic, ride shares, clearing security, you know, trying to make sure that your tickets are secure. There are a lot of hoops to jump through for sure.
Okay, so the United States is 2-0. They're going to make the knockout round, and now there's talk about like the reality and how far they could go. Like, what's a wildest dream scenario? Like, what is possible for this team on the positive side?
Well, they made a quarterfinal before. You know, that's the ceiling so far in terms of the program. You know, so a quarterfinal or a semifinal. You know, that's what you're looking at here, depending on who they're drawn against and who's in front of them and their health. You know, that's sort of the pie in the sky dream that they would have had coming into this tournament. And, you know, the Federation acted accordingly when they hired Mauricio Pochettino. All due respect to the guys who came before him, you know, whether that's Bruce Arena or Bob Bradley or Greg Berhalter, but you're looking at a real top-class manager here, someone who was in the Champions League final with Tottenham against Liverpool, you know, somebody who had Tottenham in the Champions League places in England. You know, this is a different class of guy on the sideline. And, you know, the Federation brought him in with hopes that he'd be able to tap into the talent base and use the fact that we're playing matches here on home soil. And, you know, so far through two outings, you've seen that vision come to life.
Has your opinion changed at all about who you think is the best team in this tournament based on early results?
I don't think you can, because you think back to last tournament and Argentina started with a loss to Saudi Arabia. You know, and right now Saudi Arabia, if they lose to Cape Verde, they'll be out of the tournament in their next match. So you can't overreact to group play. It does take teams some time to get into the tournament. You know, you look at Spain, they had a really tough time first time out, and you know, yesterday they looked terrific. You know, so I think it's all about just getting out of the group, getting into the knockout stages, and then just sort of growing into the tournament as you go.
You mentioned Cape Verde or Cape Verde. There's some debate, Bill.
It's fair
in terms of how we're supposed to be pronouncing it. But are they the biggest surprise? I mean, another match against Uruguay yesterday, where for a team where there were some guys who were notified via WhatsApp that they were, part of the roster. And, guys who weren't even a couple of players who haven't even played, any high-level international soccer in years or at all in some cases. Are they the biggest shock so far?
and they were great in qualifying, but there was no reason to think that they would extend this into the tournament, and certainly not against Spain, their first game. You thought, okay, reality is going to hit here, but I think they've been great. You look at the first match against Spain, they were determined, they were disciplined, they grinded out a 0-0, and then yesterday against Uruguay, now it's not the Uruguay that made the semifinals a couple tournaments ago. It's not sort of that generation of players that they had where it was Luis Suarez and others. But I thought they did really well. I mean, they gave up 2 late goals in the first half. That could have been a gut punch. They came back out, scored in the second half, got another draw. I thought they were really good. I definitely think that, I'm certainly no fan of FIFA as a governing body, but I certainly think that when they expanded the tournament, allegedly to allow more access to smaller nations, they will point to these results by Cape Verde and say, this is why we did this.
What's the more corrupt organization, FIFA or the IOC?
It's FIFA in a landslide.
Wow.
FIFA in a landslide. I mean, if you look at who hosts their tournaments, you're talking about petrostates and dictatorships only. It is really, by far, Gianni Infantino is one of the worst human beings in global sport.
Well, he gives away awards that he invented on the spot, so that he does have that.
Remember Qatar getting the World Cup 4 years ago because they threw $1 billion at FIFA and they had slave labor erect all of those stadiums. Remember that?
I forgot about the people building the stadiums. That's
and it was all like a cluster, and they didn't get them. Yeah,
just a lot of oil money. Here, take it.
Okay.
Bill's right.
Yeah.
All right.
Which the NBA is not taking advantage of.
No.
All right, Bill Koch, thank you so much. Read him in the Providence Journal. He's having a good time. He's soaking in all the international flavor, and it's sad. There's a chance Scotland comes back, I heard. That's a possibility.
Round of 32 on Monday. Germany's one of the teams, and Scotland has a chance to come back to play them.
Are you rooting for that, Bill?
I think every bar owner and restaurant owner in Boston and Providence are, that's for sure.
Well, hopefully they're tipping, because Europeans sometimes they do not follow the American rules of tipping. So we got to push that. Bill, thank you so much. Read him in the Providence Journal. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, guys.
I appreciate it. I heard Jim Murray reference that as well. Is that there? I heard him on Saturday, which is a show I did here on Saturday.
Nice.
He was talking about how 2 things about the Scottish that I think we've both discussed as well is that A, hopefully they're tipping, and B, he's not sure how you go 36 hours of straight drinking without cocaine. Basically is what he was saying. He was saying without performance enhancers, but he meant, he did. He said Adderall or cocaine at one point. So it is interesting that these guys can drink for 24 hours at a time. If they're not using any stimulants, that would be very surprising to me, how you don't pass out. All right, there is some news, some heat regarding the Giannis situation in Boston. We will get you up to date with that in just a moment.
Sports Hub headlines.
Seattle Mariners avoided a 3-game sweep. They beat the Red Sox in the Pacific Northwest yesterday 3-1. Nate Eaton, a solo homer to account for the Red Sox offense. They continue their road trip tonight in Denver against the Colorado Rockies. A mammoth NHL trade last night. Florida sent 3 first. 3-1. Cape Verde held Uruguay to a 2-2 draw. Belgium and Iran played to a scoreless tie, and Spain shut out Saudi Arabia 4-0. Wyndham Clark fired a 3 over 73, but that was still good enough to win the U.S. Open by 1 shot. And 44-year-old Serena Williams has been granted a wild card entry into the women's singles draw at Wimbledon. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured, not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8 o'clock. was the Boston Celtics are coming out of the weekend with a real shot to acquire Giannis Antetokounmpo from Milwaukee. And the holdup is Milwaukee wants a better first-round draft pick than what the Celtics have to offer. But the key here is that Milwaukee is considering not using a third team and just taking Jaylen Brown and picks and players to even things out. And that's somewhat new. There had been rumors that a third team would be needed to kind of finance this. And
so what you're saying is that it wouldn't be Brown for Giannis. It would be Brown and other stuff for Giannis.
Yes.
So
the Milwaukee wants a first-round draft pick, and they want a first-round draft pick higher than what the Celtics have to offer. That's the stumbling block to this.
Okay, according to this reporting by Mark Stein, the Milwaukee Bucks don't believe that Jaylen Brown is the equivalent of Giannis, and that Giannis, you have to sweeten the deal to get Giannis.
Reading between the lines, yes, that's exactly what it sounds like.
How did the Celtics get a higher first-round pick? Did they have to trade a couple of players to a team?
That's where the third team would come in, yes. They need to somehow get a first-round draft pick higher than 27.
I understand why
Which, by the way, is too much, to be honest with you.
I understand. Who cares about picks, honestly, when you're the Celtics? I mean, you're not going to...
I would say in the NBA... who cares about picks beyond 10?
Well, that's what I'm saying, is that the Celtics aren't going to, unless they've acquired something in one of these huge trades 10 years ago, because you could trade picks way into the future in the NBA, which you can't in some other leagues. So I can't, for the record, tell you that there's not a bad team that they have a first-round pick, in like 5 years or something. I don't think there is. But I can understand why, from a basketball perspective, that people don't want to do this. But just from a straight-up interest in fan perspective, I hope they do this. Oh, it would be something else. I mean, this season, it would be an event. Every time they played would be an event. It would be like a video game. And look, is it going to work? Who the hell knows? I don't know. But just for the season, Giannis and Tatum on the same team would be much watched television almost every time they play. Yes, Jonathan.
Two things. First of all, there's time pressure on this. First round of the NBA draft's tomorrow night.
Right, and now I'm seeing Peterson going first, which is exciting.
But, I mean, if Milwaukee wants a first-round draft pick this year, they got to do this deal fast. And the situation with this trade and whether or not you get Giannis is the same as it's been the last 3 weeks. Milwaukee doesn't like what Miami's offering. And it seems like if the Celtics are willing to include Jaylen Brown in this, and that's the trade piece, if Brad Stevens really wants to do this, he can. Milwaukee's clearly sold on what the Celtics have to offer. It's whether or not the Celtics come across with this, because what Miami's offering, Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr.,
it all sucks.
A 13th overall pick, it sucks.
Right.
This is what Miami's been offering. There's nothing more they can include without getting a third team involved.
Right. And so do you think that Milwaukee then pivots and deals Brown? Like, that's got to be the plan, right, if they're rebuilding?
I would think so, yes. I would think that would have to be the case if they're rebuilding. I mean, Brown's not 22. Brown is 28, 29.
29,
so, yeah. So, I mean, this is not one of those deals where, like, okay, we can build around this guy. I mean, Jaylen Brown has 3-4 years left of prime, right? And then if you deal Giannis, and what help is he going to have next to him? So, I mean, if the Celtics want to do this deal, they can. The question is, how much does Brad Stevens really want him?
If it comes down to, look, if you're giving up Brown and they just want you to maneuver for a first-round pick that's, I don't know what, in the late teens, early 20s, then do it. I mean, that's almost seems like an afterthought. If you're already willing to go this in, I mean, dealing for, like, to some mediocre team for a pick in the future doesn't seem like the hardest thing in the world.
But what do you have to give up in order to get that pick in the late teens? And that's where I
not of this draft. It can't be of this draft. They can't be demanding that. They cannot be demanding that. There's no way.
Everything I'm reading has to do with the 13th overall pick tomorrow night, the 27th overall pick tomorrow night.
Right, but they want to maneuver for a better pick in this year's draft?
That's what it seems like based on what I'm reading here.
Someone smarter than me would have to tell you how they would be able to patch that together in 24 hours. I thought they just wanted to maneuver with a team to get like a future pick.
Seems like this year, this draft.
Oh, well, okay.
As I said,
that's
big time
difficult.
crunch now. Now we're at the end game.
Boy, that seems like almost like they don't want to get rid of Giannis. If they're like, yeah, we'll do the trade, but you got to give us a better pick this year, that is asking a lot.
Well, one could argue, I mean, that's been the asking price all along, and no one's been willing to come across.
No, I know, but if you're the Celtics, I mean, Hardy makes the point is that now, like, I have to like dance around and try to move up in this year's draft.
And you would presumably have to give up a player, and then you get back into the whole thing that we talked about. It's like, well, why can't you run it back with Tatum and Brown? They won it a couple of years ago. They had a better supporting cast. So you need to improve on one of these guys.
You need to get a center.
Okay, so you need to get a center, and you bring in Giannis to replace Jaylen Brown. But if you start to whittle away even more that supporting cast, then those two guys aren't enough.
Well,
if you've literally got nothing else around them,
the rumors over the weekend had Derek White going to Minnesota for one of their centers, whether it be Gobert or Naz Reid and a bunch of other stuff.
Ooh, Naz Reid.
Yes, former 6th man of the year, I believe.
Yeah, so that's not exciting. I wonder if they could combine future first rounders to move up this year. I don't know. I don't know what they have.
But either way, if it's going to happen, it's going to happen soon. Real soon.
God, I hope it happens. I really do. It would be so exciting. And, people, this is all entertainment. So it would be nice to be very
There are
entertained.
lives at stake, Fred. You just want to watch the world burn.
I do feel sorry for the positions of Jaylen Brown and Giannis in this whole thing.
Yeah.
They're making no money.
You're just rooting for chaos.
They can't buy anything
you child.
You know what
How about what's best for the Celtics?
You know what I've never said in my entire life, and I will go on record as this, is that I'm rooting for chaos. I've never said that in my entire life. I don't like that phrase. No, I'm rooting for entertainment. I do wish that it would be so great. And sometimes that's enough. It was like the whole Mike Trout thing. How much more fun? At least Mike Trout would be in a Red Sox. I know it wasn't going to happen, but at least Mike Trout would be in a Red Sox uniform. So if you went to Fenway, you got to see Mike Trout. They would suck anyway. So, the Celtics, they could actually be good. You're taking a big swing. Whatever. It could pay off. It could not pay off. These are what big swings are. But for 1-2 years, certainly the first year, you'd get to see Giannis every night. That's great. 41 games of Giannis. I'd go to double the games. 2. No, I'd go to 4 or 5 games with Giannis there. Absolutely, I would. And I get up early. Not as early as you guys, but early.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll be back in just a moment. Our friend Adolfo Gonzalez is going to join us because the fart meter has arrived. All right, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Yeah, we're talking.
home run in the loss. The Sox do win 2 out of 3 in Seattle. They're 13 games under 500. They pitch Jake Bennett tonight in the opener of a 3-game series in Denver against the Colorado Rockies. In NHL news, the Florida Panthers made a major trade last night. They got forward Brady Tkachuk from Ottawa for 3 first-round draft picks, including 2 this year and a second-rounder in 2030. Egypt won its first-ever World Cup match last night. They beat South Africa 3-1. Cape Verde played Uruguay to a 2-2 draw. Belgium and Iran played to a scoreless draw, and Spain beat Saudi Arabia 4-0. Wyndham Clark 2-putted from 60 feet on the final hole. He hung on and won the U.S. Open golf tournament by 1 shot. And with the first round of the NBA draft set to begin tomorrow night, multiple online reports indicate the Celtics and Miami remain very much in on a possible trade for Giannis Antetokounmpo. NBA reporter Mark Stein adds the Celtics now have a real shot at landing him with a Jaylen Brown-centric package that might not include a third team. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the 99 Restaurants. Kids eat free the day after the Red Sox win. Get a free kids meal with every adult entree purchased. You gotta love the Nines. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
Boston Talk Sports.
Trade Drake May. We all know what, but we won't say what. Yeah, worst take on these airwaves in the last 24 hours.
We may not take a call today.
The Sports Hub.
And we're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
It was happening without our involvement, and it's about a fart study, and it's become a big deal. Everyone's, a little amused by it, but it's very real. Scientists at the University of Maryland have created a smart underwear, the first wearable device designed to measure human flatulence. By tracking hydrogen inflatus, the device helps scientists revisit long-standing assumptions about how often people actually fart. It also opens a new window into measuring gut microbial and metabolism in everyday life. And fart, I guess, is a scientific term because this is the University of Maryland's Department of Cell Biology and Molecular Genetics page, which I can pronounce all these words, which is even surprising me, as I can't pronounce anything correctly or read well. So what happened is we had the lead scientist, Brantley Hall, on. He was great. He was a really nice guy. He gets it, we're immature and everything. But he was so rolling with the punches and cool about it that he was really fun to interview. I'm sure we'll have him on again. But he said, we'll give you fart monitors. And so we said, great. And he gave us 2. So one was going to Nick because of his the fact that he's had 3 strokes, which I don't think I knew, and now I want him treating his body better, legitimately. Nick, if you don't want to keep having strokes, you gotta get that going. But anyway, maybe this will help him. And we didn't know what to do with the other monitor. And we decided that after much internal debate, that we were going to give it to our old friend Adolfo Gonzalez. Adolfo Gonzalez.
Hello.
Will be part of the summertime poos.
The summertime.
If you got the blues this summer, look no further than when we measure Nick and Adolfo's farts. Now, it's not as just simple as wearing this underwear, or it's like it's about the size of a nickel, this thing that you have to, you pin to your underwear, and you wear it only for 3 days, but it's not just that. You have to download this app, and they want you to take a picture of your food, which makes sense because they want to know, how diet reflects how often you fart. And Adolfo, thank you, first of all, for joining us. It's a pleasure, sir.
Hello, friends. How we doing?
You talked to Kendra, I heard yesterday. We had a listener tell us that you called into Kendra's show.
I did. She was taking calls, and I decided to call in.
Okay, well, first of all, how's everything going for you?
It's going.
Are you still proud that you fixed my phone via text message?
I am, yeah. I've listened to that segment 12 times already.
Yeah,
wow.
Adolfo did good. Adolfo,
I sure did.
I was having a network issue. It wasn't even my phone, and Adolfo works for Verizon and via
No,
text.
I don't.
Oh, didn't you used to?
Nope.
Oh, did you work with cell phones, though?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
But you
you
work
said-
at
Yeah, I don't want that I don't want to be misrepresented here.
Well, you don't want to be misrepresented. There's no question about that. I apologize for even suggesting that you worked for Verizon.
By the way, those watching on YouTube, I just turned it on, and Adolfo with a very nice studio setup. Adolfo, you've really improved your broadcast situation there.
It's the background's the Frasier's studio. So
from the famous radio psychiatrist. So you are living at home right now. Where are you broadcasting from right now?
I'm currently at home. Yeah.
Okay, and who's in the house with you on a day-to-day basis?
Let's see here. That'd be my brother, my father, and occasionally my mother.
Okay, how's your father doing?
That's a good question. He's doing great. He's recently had one of his kidneys removed.
Oh.
But he's doing fine now.
Okay.
He's in Bronzeville.
He's in Brownsville?
Yeah.
Well, so will you with this fart monitor. But he's in he's in Brownsville. Now, what's he doing in Brownsville?
That's pretty much the closest thing I have to an ancestral birth homeland.
Okay.
Like, that's where my family's from. Well, they're from across the border.
Right, but Brownsville,
But we have
Texas.
family but we're essentially from there.
Is he living there right now?
He has a house there. And he's doing the upkeep for that.
It's very cryptic.
Okay, so he
How's that cryptic?
So he's not in Dallas, the suburbs of Dallas, like you are all the time. He's mostly in Brownsville.
He comes and goes.
Okay.
He occasionally would go to a different parts of the state to do cleaning for the company he works at.
Oh,
so,
yeah. We've gone over this before. In what years past, he's like the Mission Impossible of cleaning. He kind of parachutes in and he's in and out of these high risk jobs.
Adolfo, does he do crime scene cleanup?
No, he doesn't. I don't think. But it's mostly office buildings.
Do you know for sure what your dad does for a living?
That's what I've been told.
Okay, yeah, you don't know. Adolfo doesn't know for sure. Now, your mom...
Because no one talks in my family.
I'm getting that impression. So your mom, and she just kind of like less often in and out.
Yeah.
Okay, now, do you know where she is all the time?
Not really, no.
Okay, and then she comes home about how often?
At least 3 times a week.
Okay, so your mom pops in 3 times a week, and what are your conversations like? Do you go like, "Hey, where have you been?"
No, but she's an adult. I don't have to ask her where she's been.
Yeah, why express curiosity to someone's comings and goings? I'm not saying you have to keep a tag on her or anything like an Apple tag, but you're not curious about what she's been up to.
Usually our conversations go like this: "Hey, Ma, how you doing? Good. What have you been up to? Not much. Like, doing anything interesting? Not really. Okay, well, I'll see you next week, I guess."
Are they paying the mortgage, or is the house paid for?
It's just about paid for.
Okay.
Like, it's almost there. Yeah.
Now, do they make you pay money into the mortgage or no?
Well, they haven't asked.
Okay, so this is pretty sweet for you. You and your brother got a place. Your parents aren't really around, and you got kind of the place to yourselves.
Yeah, like at least half of the time.
I'd have to imagine it's a swinging bachelor situation. The two of you?
Not really. No.
How do you guys spend the days? You go to work. You're driving, which is exciting. So
no, it's not. I hate it. It's stupid.
Well, you don't like driving?
No, it's stupid. Have you ever? Here's the thing.
Have I ever driven? I don't know, twice. Go ahead.
The thing is, the people here are maniacs. It's just
no one says that where they live.
Right. Except in New England, they have the geography working against them. Out here, we have plenty of room. It's just people don't care. And occasionally, they'll just take out their guns.
Have you had a gun pulled on you?
I haven't, but my brother has.
Just for traffic stuff?
No, it's just he was getting mugged. So no.
Well, that will happen anywhere. Yeah. I mean, I've been mugged with a gun.
Yeah, it's not great.
If you're drunk enough, it doesn't seem to phase you that much.
It's no big deal.
Yeah, when I didn't really care. I didn't even give him my wallet. I just gave him the money out of my wallet, and he went, "That's it." And I went, "Yeah." And he went, and he swore, and then he just went, like not even mean. He just went. Oh. Because he obviously wanted, to buy drugs. I would imagine, so he wanted quick cash.
Well, it's a good thing he just took. Yeah, it's a good thing it's just the cash. You have any idea? Getting your ID is more of a new ID is more of a hassle.
Well, that's why I didn't want to give him my wallet. And the girl that I was with just ran up the stairs and tripped and threw $3 down. I'll never forget. $3, crumpled $3, and he picked it up and he goes, "Is that it? Is that all you got?" I go, don't take my wallet. He had a pearl-handled pistol, which I always thought was
classy.
Yeah, it was like a weird gun. It didn't seem like a gun.
Mugger.
Yeah, it seemed like something that he had maybe just broken into a house and found some guy's like Old West gun collection or something. It was like a weird gun. Who even knows if it was real? So anyway, I mean, he didn't shoot off or nothing. So Adolfo, if just to give us a little preview, because I don't know when exactly we'll start with the fart monitor, sometime relatively soon. But are you comfortable taking a picture of everything you eat? This isn't for us. He wants you to do this for the study.
Uh-huh.
Well, no, it is. It is for the study. That's not a joke.
I'm sure it's a nice little bonus, but yeah, I don't mind.
Well, no, we're doing the content for us, but like the reason he gave us the monitors, his end of it is that he does want the research like correctly done. I'm not making that up.
No,
obviously,
yeah, for sure.
The farting things is funny because farting is funny, and we're dumb kids mentally. But he does want you to do this, so he wants you to take a picture of the food. Are you comfortable with that?
Well, yeah, that's fine, but I mean, it's for science, but you're going to be very disappointed.
About what you eat?
Oh, yeah. It's not going to be as exciting as you think it is.
Well, I was on the edge of my seat. Why? What are you predicting?
Disappointed in what way?
In terms of the funny factor, I guess. But no, I've been trying to take care of
the farting is the funny factor. The food is. I didn't even know you had to take a picture of the food until Nick got the things.
Well, yeah, if that's not a big deal, then why Nick got all bent out of shape about it?
Because he didn't get bent out of shape about it. He told us that he was had been for years, a couple times a week, getting up in the middle of the night without him knowing it. Him getting up without him knowing it, sleepwalking into the kitchen and eating vast quantities of food.
Yeah, it was going to be an issue for him documenting everything he ate because he doesn't remember everything that he eats.
And then we talked to his wife, and it's all true, and it's never even occurred to him after 3 strokes to go to the doctor and tell him that. He's at the doctor anyway, and he doesn't tell him that. You know, Adolfo?
Oh, boy. Poor Nick.
All right, so why is it going to be disappointing what you're eating? I know it's not funny. I didn't expect it. I didn't think you ate like clown feet. I mean, but
Ooh,
you know, but what did you think our expectation of what you would eat would be?
I thought it was kind of like back in the day how I used to eat. Just like, well, basically, I would eat what is ever around.
Right.
So, like,
yeah, you were struggling. You were eating whatever I was buying for you, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to be disappointed in you're not eating as much as we think you do? You're eating less. You're eating healthier. What?
A little bit of the less and healthier.
Okay.
Like,
well, that's good.
because like my strategy, my goal is to like burn off in advance calories I'm about to consume for the day. So that way I'm at a deficiency at the end of the day.
Right.
Well, that is a unique way of looking at it, the deficiency in calories to lose weight. So you think that what we wanted you to do was eat a lot?
Well, I thought that would be the expectation.
No.
No, I don't care what you eat.
Yeah, don't change your habits at all.
Don't care.
No, not even for the show. I don't care what you eat. It's not of importance to me. But you're not. Yeah, but Hardy's right. You're not going to show off for 3 days, are you?
The only habits you have to change is wearing this monitor and then documenting what you eat. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything differently beyond that.
Well, in terms of farting, there'll be plenty of that.
All right. How much would you estimate you fart a day?
Oh, let's see here. At least a dozen.
Oh, I think it'll be more than that.
There were people that were like 170.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the lowest was 2 or something, and then the highest was 170. You have to at least be in the middle, I would assume. What would shock you in terms of a number?
Let's see. What would shock me? It'd be shocked if I got somewhere in like the 200s, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, well, that would be shocking to, I think, all parties.
Yeah.
Is there something
that'd
that
be
you eat that
disconcerting.
is there? I've heard Joe Murray talk about how he can't eat certain foods at like sporting events or concerts because he'll immediately be hit with savage diarrhea. Is there anything that you avoid that you think might upset your stomach more than other things?
Well, let's see. I've been taking it easy on like spicy and greasy foods. 'Cause,
Okay.
I'm getting up there on age there, T.
I know. Yeah, I met you when you were 18.
Yeah, I'll be 40 in 2 weeks.
That's fun. All right, so
and I look great.
How much you weighing now? This is for science.
Okay, so I recently have lost about 20 pounds.
That's good.
So, yay me. I'm like at 380 right now.
Okay, and so how many times a day do you think you eat?
I keep it at like 3 times,
Okay.
and like maybe 4 on the occasional snack, but the snack would be like a banana.
Okay, but there's no way you make your own food.
I've been trying to do that. Yeah.
What do you make?
Let's see. Well, I've been kind of tinkering with this variation of Mediterranean tuna pasta salad, which consists of spinach and spring mix, dried red tomatoes, red wine vinaigrette, and some like tuna from one of those like Croatian tunas with like lemon.
How many
pepper.
times have you made that, Adolfo? Be honest with me.
Well, be honest, that was like a very staple part of my staple diet. Like I had it for like maybe like 3 months in a row.
Every day?
Yeah, it's not very hard to make.
Do you make a big batch of it and then you can eat it for a couple of days?
Exactamundo.
Okay, and then so you don't eat fast food anymore?
Not as much. I'll do it as like a treat. I mean, fast food is not as fast or cheap as it used to be.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Do you want?
I might as well go out.
Do you want John to send you some recipes? He's got a great shrimp scampi.
That's right.
That he's been
Anything-
keeping under his lid, but I'm sure he'd be willing to share it with you.
Anything I can make in in bulk, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been showing off the fart monitor to people since you've received it? Have you been walking around town letting people know?
Just I've been kind of like wearing it as a belt. Kind of like as a
Belt
source
buckle.
of pride.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
You're in a sea of belt buckles out there in Texas. People love belt buckles, and
Oh, yeah.
So you think that you can keep this thing on you for 3 days and document the food and everything?
That shouldn't be a problem.
All right.
I'm just concerned about keeping it charged or whatever.
Have you charged it?
Not yet.
Okay. All right. Well, you have your pamphlet?
Yeah, I got everything, and I'm sure if I have any questions, I'll consult Nick.
Well, no. I mean, I'm sure there's a number or like a helpline that you could call or email, right? On the brochure?
Yeah. Why is Hardy's face covered right now? What would I say? What
Because
I do?
he's blind leading the blind, I think is what he's saying. Is if you're reaching out to Nick, how the hell is he going to know what's going on?
Yeah, I would rather have you reach out. And Adolfo, I trust you way more technologically than I trust Nick. So I don't think you're going to have any questions about it. But if you do, I would recommend you going on the website or placing a phone call before you call Nick.
Well, that's a good point. I didn't get my Zoom invite until like 30 minutes before I was coming on. So
if you told your parents, if you said my name to your parents, would they have any idea what you were talking about?
No, they would thought they think you were the other guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you got to change that.
Well, because they actually met him. They never met you.
Okay. So I'm the nice one that they've never met.
Well, they thought he was nice. So.
No, it's the mask.
Yeah.
All right. Very good. All right, Adolfo.
We're thinking next week for doing this.
Next week.
Yes.
Wait, what? Next week? So, I thought this was going to be like a 3-day thing, right?
No,
so do I start today?
You would start next week.
Start next week.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because we got too much sports going on. I got it.
There's no sports, but we have to go to this Travelers Championship.
Right.
Oh, gotcha.
All right.
Okay.
All right,
next
Adolfo.
week then.
Okay.
Lock it in just in time for my 40th.
Okay.
Next week is your 40th birthday?
It would be, yeah. I think.
What's your date of birth?
July 7th, 1986.
All right, so that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Oh, it's a week for tomorrow. Yeah, that's fine.
2 weeks from tomorrow.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Oh, I'm already thinking it's July.
And you're
That's
going to be
how
40.
excited
Do you
I
have any plans for what you're going to do for your 40th birthday?
Like, I'm thinking maybe doing something with the family, you know?
Do you think they're going to actually know it's your birthday?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they would know that. We're not,
Okay.
we're not that disassociated from each other.
Okay, well that's good to know. I hope someone does something for you, nice for you, Adolfo. We'll certainly check in. All right, Adolfo Gonzalez. It's we are on the verge of science. Hardy, if you can take us out with one of the songs, Adolfo.
Very exciting.
Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
Or just the farts of summer. Whatever you want to call it. Whatever creative thing you want to say. All right. Well, it's good that Adolfo's doing well. He eats. He's not going to surprise us with his eating. He's only 375 pounds. He will be shocked at just how simplified and healthy his diet is.
Right. We're going to be disappointed in some way.
I just want him to wear the fart monitor.
There are some people that you meet in your life, you meet them 20 years later, they've evolved and they've changed and it's good to see you do this now. Nope.
No.
Adolfo is exactly the same.
I love Adolfo.
Hasn't changed a bit.
I love Adolfo. And he fixed my phone. And for that, I am eternally grateful. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Toucher and Hardy will be right back on the Sports Hub.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel has changed. Tucker and Hardy. Tim Healy covers the Red Sox for the Boston Globe. He joins us. Tim, hello. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. Thank you.
Appreciate it. You're following Adolfo Gonzalez, so good luck. But all right. So let's get into the Driveline stuff. The head of Driveline's no longer with the organization. He says he has a bunch of other more important things to do. What are you hearing is going on with that?
What I'm hearing is Kyle Boddy is gone from his role as special advisor to Craig Breslow, and all of the other former Driveline employees remain in the organization, including on the Major League coaching staff, in player development, etc. So as best I can tell, it doesn't change a whole lot for the Red Sox. They still are very much buying into the Driveline approach, as they have for 2.5 seasons now under Craig Breslow.
I've heard that it's not as big a deal as people are talking about, but they themselves have made a big deal about this Driveline thing, I believe. And how do they justify the lack of offense on this team with the modus operandi of Driveline?
I don't think that they do justify it. They know that they're having a horrendous offensive season, and most guys are not living up to either their career track records, or for the younger players who don't have career track records, the expectations that were placed upon them. So top to bottom, just about, they're having bad years, right? Wilson Contreras, Wilyer Abreu, and Rafaela have been solid. And other than that, look around the diamond, and that guy's not doing very well. So, yes, there's a heavy Driveline presence, particularly post-April firings. So, blame Driveline, don't blame Driveline. It's probably not that simple, but what can you do? They don't score, and now the season's on the brink, basically. 6 weeks from today is the trade deadline. 13 games under 500, I want to say.
That's right.
Last check.
That's right.
Yep. Hey, look at me.
It just kind of morphs into one big beating, doesn't it?
You're
Tim?
a math whiz. You didn't even know it.
The problem is it changes every day. Win, lose, 14, 12, 13. But yeah, I mean, it's a horrendous offensive season. It is.
How do they explain as an organization what has happened to Caleb Durbin in the last 2 or 3 weeks? He meets with another guy, he gets comfortable, and now he's hitting.
That's a great question. I have not asked Craig Breslow what he thought about that, so I can't speak to that. But it's interesting because he did get hot as soon as he met with that other guy, and the existence of private hitting coaches is honestly routine in Major League Baseball these days. Alex Bregman has a guy basically his entire career, and that guy was at Fenway for every home game last year, standing on the field behind the batting cage during batting practice. So now this guy who works with Durbin and works with Narvaez is hanging around, and Durbin has worked out with Aaron Judge's guy a little bit, according to Aaron Judge's guy on Twitter. And Caleb Durbin, in the last few weeks, amid this hot streak, as part of the hot streak, has hit for power a bit more. And in several instances, that power has come in the form of a pulled home run to left field, which is what Driveline is always going for. So did Caleb Durbin get fixed by some guy? Maybe. Did the Driveline stuff finally take? I don't know about that. But Caleb Durbin is not... When you think about Driveline and trying to pull the ball in the air, and probably that oversimplified explanation of what they go for, Caleb Durbin is not the prototypical guy for it. So if he got back to being productive by trying to spray the ball around the field, then I believe that.
Yeah, I guess it kind of begs the question, and as you said, you haven't had a chance to ask Breslow or anyone else about it, but does that experience of seeing a coach come in and changing the way one particular player performs, does that get the Red Sox to rethink their thinking? That has been the question here for a few weeks now. It's like, all right, if our tactics are wrong, is the strategy wrong? Is the strategy wrong also? And do they start to rethink things mid-season?
I don't think this is something you can change mid-season because they're in too deep right now. They made their coaching changes in April, and when that happened, they added more driveline and really committed and hitched their wagon to the driveline background people. Now it's June, and you're not going to make more changes, and you're certainly not going to make a change in philosophy that's too fundamental to do on the fly. So whether it yields more, introspection or change after this season is going to depend on a lot of other things that we're going to have to see where everything stands at the end of the season, and then we'll see where the coaching staff stands and see if they're driveline or what. But it's such a big thing to try to change on the fly that you're not going to do it in June.
Okay, so, you feel sorry for Cora. The team hasn't been doing any better without him. And then Devers gets pulled from a game yesterday. He's on first base. They want a pinch run for him. He doesn't want to come off the field. And then he comes off the field and gets into the dugout. He doesn't talk to anyone. And then Cora tweets cryptically, which I'm so sick of athletes doing, or just people in general. Like, just say what you say it. Don't be coy. Yeah. Do it or don't do it. But Cora seemed to be like, look, basically Devers is a head case, and you blame me for not being able to talk to him. And look, he's acting up in San Francisco. What's going on with Cora now? He's just sitting at home celebrating the failures of everyone.
It seems that way. Some celebrating of failures. It looked like he was on vacation in the Bahamas somewhere a couple weeks ago. So the summer of Alex Cora seems to be going well for Alex Cora. But I'm with you 100%. The cryptic tweet, the emojis thing, come on, man. Just if you have something to say, just say it. Everybody knows Rafael Devers is immature. He was immature with the Red Sox. He was immature yesterday with the Giants. He's whiny. He doesn't have a good attitude, etc. I don't understand the purpose of Alex Cora's tweet at all. And what's funny about the cryptic nature of it is when he tweeted that, the Red Sox had just failed to convert on another scoring chance. And I thought, is this guy sitting there watching the Red Sox at home right now and watching them unable to score? And I guess he was tweeting about Devers. We are all left to assume he was tweeting about Rafael Devers, but I don't know. He leads us to draw our own conclusions, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like Jaylen Brown will go, I control my own narrative. I don't go through the media, and then he does cryptic stuff, and you're like, well,
he's the worst at it.
Yeah, I know, and it's just like, what are you afraid of? If the whole point is you're going nuts, like just go nuts then. And by the way, if Cora was just hate tweeting at the Red Sox, at least I'd understand that. He's pissed that they fired him, and like, look, they suck without me. That I understand it would be entertaining. I mean, he's been in media. That at least would be entertaining. It's a reach to go, look, Devers on this other team is a head case. And I mean, because that's not, he wasn't fired when Devers was on the team. So that just seems more sad than anything else, in my opinion. I guess I judge spite as someone who carries a lot of it. I judge let me judge the spite. And I'm telling you that the Devers thing is a reach. But everyone's coming out gold. That Devers trade looks like historically bad for both teams.
It is quite amazing that both teams have gone right in the tank after
and
that.
The only player that's any good out of it isn't on either team anymore. He's on the Brewers.
That's
so everyone is just really on the ball with these two teams. Well, Tim, they're so bad that it's interesting. So that you got that going for you. You could
Sure.
be riding a feel-good wave, or you can have this, which I enjoy both.
If they were just barely below 500, they wouldn't be bad enough to be interesting, but they are bad enough
No,
to
you
be
got
interesting.
guys doubled off running from second base.
Yeah.
You got missed pop-ups leading to game-winning hits. It's really fun.
You also have, like, if Chapman's on this team, or, like, Chapman's on this team after the trade deadline because they're clinging to, we're only 5 games out of the wild card, and you go, yes, but you understand every team's in front of you. That's like where you're like, okay, well, yes, you technically are in the chase, but, you have to jump everyone, and that's not easy to do. It's just like such a false thing. Oh, they're only 6 games out. Yeah, everyone but 2 teams is in front of them, and the Royals are only a half a game behind them, and the Angels are only a game behind them, so everyone's in it.
13 games under 500.
Which is all the more reason to deal, because if these other stupid teams won't do it, then you do it and you reap the rewards.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very good. Tim Healy, we love talking to you. You do a great job, and we look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you very much.
All right. Enjoy
Thanks,
it. There
Tim.
you go. Tim Healy. I like Tim. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Let's talk about those Red Sox. They're now 4 games out of second to last place in the division.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. John has been mentioning his headlines. A massive deal in the NHL yesterday as the Florida Panthers have now become partially the U.S. men's Olympic team. The big parts of it, and very popular in St. Louis. Go ahead, Jonathan. What happened?
Florida Panthers sent 2 first-round picks this year, numbers 9 and 25, a first-round draft pick in 2029, because that's the next draft pick, first-round pick they have. One of them goes to the Bruins in that period of time. And then a second-round draft pick in 2030 to Ottawa for their captain, Brady Tkachuk. So Brady and Matthew Tkachuk will now be playing on the same team.
Right.
In addition to Barkov and all those other guys as well.
Yeah.
Brady Tkachuk apparently wasn't necessarily looking to leave, didn't want to leave, but there was all this conversation that started after the Olympics. And you see the way the two brothers played together, and there seems to be this notion like now in 2026 that, maybe U.S.-based teams have a fan base that would like to see U.S.-born players on them. Now, I don't know if that's a huge part of the calculus here, but certainly having the brothers together who have a chemistry not just together, as brothers and on the ice, but also, Fred, because they started a podcast together last year. And now they've got that added chemistry. They speak a podcast language, which ironically is unspoken.
I wonder if it's going to ruin the dynamic of the podcast now, though, because they're both on the same team. It was so interesting because they were on other teams.
Right.
In different parts of the world. One was in Ottawa, so you had that whole life perspective, and the other one was in sunny Florida. So it was kind of a odd couple situation, which I don't know if they now get that they're on the same team. I worry about the podcast. That's the real loser in this. Yes, Jonathan.
The Florida Panthers have turned into the LA Rams as far as their picks are concerned. They do not have a first-round pick until 2030.
So what?
Look at what happened to the Bruins, though, in a way. Like, that's the downside of this is that, the Bruins, if they would have won another cup, it would have been all worth it. But the Bruins tried to, tread water with an aging core by just saying F them picks. And then what happens is if you don't win, obviously, now you're in a situation where you're not going to be good for a very long time.
There's also a small Bruins component to this big trade. Florida didn't have 2 first-round draft picks entering yesterday. They had to trade a 23-year-old forward named Mackie Samoskevich, but he played 14 minutes a game, had like 30 points in 77 games. But, the Bruins, they got a first-round draft pick and a conditional second for him. Over the weekend, you heard rumors that the Bruins were shopping Pavel Zacha. Zacha's far better than this kid. He's 29. He's a center, scored 30 goals last season, and is signed for 1 more year at a reasonable amount.
How did they get that much for a guy who plays 14 minutes and 30 points in 70 games?
A good question. I think they're projecting forward. This kid is in his young 20s. Maybe they project him as a future star. The Seattle Kraken were the team that traded for him. But regardless of why, this guy Samoskevich got a first and a conditional 2. If you were to trade Pavel Zacha, how much could you get for him as a result of this?
Well, if you trade Zacha and you don't get a center or defenseman in return, which are 2 positions that you're going to have to fill, right shot defenseman and center this offseason in some way, shape, or form. So if you trade Zacha and you don't get an existing NHL player in return, I don't know what you're going to do because you're obviously actively worse. And now you don't have 2 centers, 2 lines with centers on them.
You're hoping, obviously, you project forward that Mitten can step up and Hagens can step in as well. That would be, if you don't get a center back, that's clearly what the Bruins would be thinking.
But isn't the belief that they would try to get a center and a right shot defenseman this offseason?
Yes, it is.
But if you trade a center, fine. Mitten and Hagens can be centers of the future, not next year.
Mm-hmm.
So are you really willing to punt? You made the playoffs this year. I wouldn't trade picks for players necessarily, but I don't know if I'd get rid of one of my better players at a position where we're very weak. Not me. We being like if I'm the Bruins.
Yeah.
Where we are very weak in order to acquire future picks, because then you are kicking the can further down the road, which I don't think is necessary right now.
The report comes from Frank Saravalli, who covers the NHL in Canada. His report is the preference is to sign Zacha to a contract extension, obviously.
Yeah.
But they are still listening on him.
I don't know why if he'd want to leave. I mean, he's probably about the best opportunities he's going to get here, and
He's due for a big pay. He's due for a real big pay raise too.
Right. So I don't know what the incentivization, unless they're really lowballing, would be to leave Boston. And that's the problem if you're Ottawa, is that you can't keep anyone. It's like, being on any small market baseball team. Like if you're gone,
Right.
and it's just no one wants to play in Ottawa, which is not more than they want to play in Buffalo. I used to do something, an exercise with the hockey players. I'd say, because they'd answer it. Back then, they don't do it anymore. As I'd say, where wouldn't you play?
Mm-hmm.
And I'd expect them to say Edmonton. Ottawa's not even that bad, but I would expect them. It's just really small, and I guess the rinks in the suburbs, and there's really no downtown anyway. And I'm like, and I guess it's a crap rink. But I'm like, where would you not want to play? And I always thought they would say Ottawa or Edmonton or something like that, or Winnipeg. But a lot of them say Buffalo because they don't want to live. They all want to play in Canada. Like that used to be something. Obviously, Brady Tkachuk doesn't care about playing in Canada.
If I want to play in Canada, where do I not want to play? Buffalo, which is almost Canada, but it's not. So what's the point?
Yeah. I always felt sorry for Buffalo because, like, every player, because you think they say Edmonton. I don't even know if Winnipeg, Winnipeg wasn't a franchise for some of these years, but I always thought they'd say Edmonton. What the hell is Edmonton? How is it even a city? I don't know what the commerce is. People seem to like Calgary because of the bar where they give the women the fake boobies.
Yep.
Which now I wonder if it's fake asses as the social mores have changed. So, I mean, maybe they've reversed course and gone Brazilian butt lifts. But they used to have a place where you sign a contract, apparently, to be a waitress there for a certain amount of time, and they would give you breast implants, and the players love it. And so they would be sure to be on the road if they were working with the team when they were in Calgary.
Does Canada have any kind of industry like Mexico does? I mean, south of the border, you go down there for your questionable cosmetic surgery. Does Canada offer something similar?
Oh, sure. They have many good-natured compliments to share. Absolutely. They have different bacon, which they're very excited by.
Back bacon.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Giselle, not nice to Tom Brady. And I saw something. Tom Brady is a very awkward human being, and I have evidence of it. We'll give it to you in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Vanguard Golf Club in Dedham. What is it? I mention it enough times, and people say, what is it? It's an indoor practice facility.
Logan Gilbert.
Ticket not punched.
Hardy.
No, the ticket's not punched. You got a bunch of stuff wrong when you talk. So much for this country.
Dutcher and Hardy.
I guess this country's a bunch of buffoons that don't know the rules.
You idiot. The Sports Up.
Hey, we're Dutcher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Up on YouTube. Very quickly, Chris, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, good morning, guys. Long-time listener, love the show. I just wanted to let you know, Fred, that there's Sunday, yesterday, around 6 o'clock, I was on my way to see my daughter, or meet my daughter for dinner for Father's Day, but these girls stole your bit, 2 stats and a lie.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they called it 2 truths and a lie.
Oh, a subtle twist on Andrew Callahan. Now, Andrew Callahan invented that game.
Yes.
If he did invent it, indeed invented it. So he is the one to be offended by it. If someone listened to this show and said, that's the thing I'm going to steal, then they are very savvy. How entertaining was it?
It was gross.
Yeah,
it was
it's
they were just like 2 truths of what did you have sex with 2 guys or shit like that?
No, well, you can't swear. That's the problem.
Two stats, but only one lie. Andrew Callahan is here with 2 stats and 1 lie.
All right, so the page 6 has an article. Giselle did something that's actually not nice.
Come on, girl.
Yeah,
Nick.
Giselle did something that's legitimately not nice. Okay, so, she knows what's going on, that, she was married to Tom Brady and that they went out of their way to be famous together. I mean, you marry 2 famous people, get married, and then they run around being famous. It would be a little disingenuous now to pretend that people aren't paying attention to what you're doing. Obviously, I don't follow Giselle or Tom Brady on social media. I don't care what they do enough to follow it, but I do care when something like this happens. Giselle, she married this guy, Joaquim Valente, who was her yoga instructor, correct?
I thought it was jiu-jitsu or push hands or something like that.
She does jiu-jitsu too?
No, I think something like that.
For years, and I'm not going to come off of it, I call him the kid's karate teacher.
There you go.
Which I believe is how they met. She got into it after the children were. And yes, it's probably taekwondo, jiu-jitsu, but it's so much better to just say, no, she started banging the kid's karate teacher.
Fair enough.
Okay, the kids. At least it's the kids, because I don't know if there's some rule that if you have a certain amount of millions of dollars that you're now forced to take jiu-jitsu.
Oh, she's doing it now too.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, because they're sharing passions,
All
Fred.
right. Take jiu-jitsu out of it. I don't care what it is. Say it's flying kites and you building kites and flying them. At what point do you go, you know what? Everyone else is doing this. Maybe I won't take it up right now. That it's not something like golf that just involves walking around hitting a ball. This is like I'm training to fight.
Wow.
No, I'm saying golf is a more reasonable thing. That it's not some fighting discipline. Like, wouldn't you just at some point go, all right, everyone's doing it, and at some point everyone's looking like a douchebag. I'm going to stay out of this. Like any self-awareness. Again, the tipping point for me, beyond the Rogan nonsense where they smoke cigars and with horrible comics in some occasions, sitting around acting like that for the affectation of a cigar. But let me just tell this real quick. GQ does something that I like where they have famous people on and they sit at a table and they bring in some things that they love, like a notebook, a pen, a pair of shoes. And Jonah Hill had a gi. His I can't. It's just so ridiculous. He had his jiu-jitsu gi.
Well, he's trying to kiss up to Joe Rogan a little bit too. But here's what I think you don't like, Fred.
Seriously, one of your favorite things is your gi.
Here's what you don't like. I'll tell you what you don't like. People can be into things, and that's okay with you. Okay?
Yeah.
If that thing is supposed to serve some kind of greater purpose, that's when you really push back. Like, Wallach's into cooking, as we know.
Yes, absolutely.
But it's just, he's not like into some culinary culture. No, he just loves shrimp scampi and he wants to eat it.
Right.
I play golf because I like to play golf.
Right.
Play pickleball because I like to play pickleball.
Right.
If I were in here talking about the virtues of pickleball off the pickleball court, that's when it really becomes distasteful to you.
Yeah, that's good. That's a keen insight. Yes, I would agree.
And nothing about jiu-jitsu stops in the dojo. It goes out beyond that.
Yeah, like it's like this I'm better than you lifestyle thing. Yeah, thank you. Okay, that's a great point. I guess you said it better than I can. Right, if you have some hobby that's like how you like to spend your time and you derive enjoyment for it, believe I might be a psycho. I'm not that big a psycho. Like I encourage my children to find something, whatever it is that brings you some sort of joy in life, and pursue that. Mm-hmm. And even if you're working a job as a means to an end to support that thing that you love, that's fine. And by the way, if when they were 12, they were like, my daughter or son was like, I love jujitsu. I took my son to a karate class. Now it was just a nerd doing dancing, but like whatever. I mean, it was a real nerd, like not like Revenge of the Nerds kid, like choreographed dancing. And I said, this is the end of this. We're not doing this anymore. He didn't like it. But if they were into jujitsu, I would be like, great, do jujitsu. But it's a thing where like one guy gets into it and then it's like their whole personality, and then just this everyone that's a celebrity goes, I'm going to start doing it too and make it my personality. That's a good way of putting it, Hardy. As an adult and just someone with shame or any kind of ego, meaning like the Freudian sense, like any kind of like just thing that separates you from the most base thought in your brain would say, enough of that. Like, I love Anthony Bourdain, but in the documentary about him since his suicide, they talk about how he got like obsessed with jiu-jitsu to the point where like it was like real weird. It's cultish, and just enough. Just do something else. Now, if it was a yoga guy,
well, look. In Giselle's case, she retired from the runway. And she doesn't have enough else to do. So she picked this up to fill that void in her life.
And it's fighting another person, right? Like if it was yoga, it's a life. It's like a practice. It's like to calm yourself down. It's not fighting. What's she fighting for? And by the way, when are you ever going to use this stuff? Yoga you use. Calm yourself down at the dentist. Breathe.
That was my favorite when they made a big production out of her retiring from the runway, and Tom was posting about how proud he was of her. I'm like, oh, I don't blame her because she was, continues to model now. But that runway grind, I mean, that's too much. That is a young person's game. How can you be expected to walk 50 feet that way and 50 feet back? I mean, at some point, you just got to say, enough. I can't do it anymore.
Right.
It's like an ultra marathoner. Like, I'm all done with that. I'll run some 5Ks, but I'm not doing that anymore. Same thing with the runway. Now, she did dust off the cobwebs of the high heels and walk across the stadium there in Rio during the Olympics.
Right.
And a lot of people thought she wouldn't be able to do it. It's like, how many times is she going to fall down? How many times she got to trip and not make it all the way across? She retired from the runway.
She remember how to do it?
And exactly.
Okay.
Some things don't leave you.
I don't mean to one-up you with my knowledge, but you have to remember they're getting dressed very quickly in the back, too.
Oh, yes.
Like their costume changes are very fast.
Right.
Yeah, I'm retiring from being good looking. You got to stay in shape. It's just like I was born good looking and tall, and now I got to stay in shape.
Been super hot my whole life.
Yeah, I mean, it's really something that Hardy's right, that requires nothing but just genetics. Like, okay, I guess you can't get super fat, but whatever. So she did something that's actually I find mean. She put on Instagram, which again is childish, but she didn't do it privately. She did it publicly. She wanted people to see this. Happy Father's Day and then whatever her husband's name is, which is weird. Why has he got an Instagram account? And why does she need to pump it up? Like, what? So for what? His karate business? Anyway, she says, thank you by leading by example and for the values you embody: love, humility, integrity, discipline, kindness, and consistency. And then there's a picture of a rainbow that they've somehow orchestrated. They did a photo shoot with a newborn straddled to Giselle in front of a rainbow on the beach. Now, how they paid someone to make the rainbow happen, I'll never know. And then there's him in a gi with the baby on him. And what that is doing is that you have kids with Tom Brady, and the baby's in a gi too. But I swear to God, everyone's so ridiculous. But anyway, he does it for a living. So good for him. But what she's doing is she's insulting Tom Brady, who is obviously the father to two of her kids. And I find that rather insulting if you're the kids too, because it's like, if I'm like a kid of a prior marriage, I would be like, why are you focused so much on the baby?
Yeah.
Like, I am divorced with two children from a previous marriage, but say by some like unknown thing, I ended up knocking someone up and getting married, and here we have a baby. I can't imagine putting up Happy Mother's Day to like the light of my life with just the one baby in it. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, the words involve like consistency. That was a direct shot at her ex-husband.
Right. Yeah. And I don't, but like, when it comes to the parenting, in my opinion, the trivial problems of the marriage have to, at least for the token's sake, put aside. And when it comes to the kids, and everything's kind of equal, regardless of your feelings. Short of him being an awful father, which I don't think Tom Brady is, short of that, if he's still involved in the kids' lives, you should. It seems very deliberate. But anyway, why would Giselle not like Tom? I don't know if he was philandering or what have you, but I do know he's weird. So here we go. YouTube algorithm says, I like the gyms. I like when they go to people's gyms. I've said I like the GQ when they say the stuff they like. Yeah. These are the things I like. I like when they go to people's homes. So they go, this influencer kid is like, he's all muscular. He's like, I'm going into Tom Brady's home gym. So he's in Tom Brady's home gym. That's all you need to know. Tell me if you think Tom Brady's awkward.
I heard you're a swimmer. Are you trying to be Michael Phelps?
Not that level.
Okay. More like just a connoisseur.
You know what I've realized over the years? It's one of the best workouts for me.
Okay.
I'm kind of full body. Yeah. And I'm kind of back up to the weight that I want to be.
What's your weight right now?
Probably 215.
215?
Yeah, I was probably 225 when I played my last year.
And you're trying to bulk back up?
Try to get a little more muscle back on.
I'll show you a thing or two.
I know, you're kind of thick, actually.
And don't worry, I got pants on, too.
How do you get those quads like that?
Yeah, see, that's awkward to me. You're talking to another man you just met about specifics about their body.
Thickness of their thighs.
Now, I saw another father at the gym the other day, and he's bulked up considerably. And I said, Pete, you look great. You're real big.
Yeah.
But I didn't start going body part by body part. I didn't go like, oh, I love your tries. Why don't you flex a little bit? Let me see some definition there. Where are we at? What you weighing now? Like, this just happened to me. Like, I saw a guy who's gotten significantly more muscular. He's older than me. And it was impressive. But I said, Pete, wow, you look big. And he went, oh, empty nest, and I'm working out a lot. And I said, oh, great. And that was the end of that.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if I would have gone, Pete, what you weighing in it nowadays? And he tells me, and I go, woof, really been going after those quads.
Yeah. Not skipping leg day, I see.
Yeah, it's odd. There's something flattering about someone going, people say to me, like, oh, you lost a lot of weight. Well, thank you. But then, if they started going, I don't know where they'd go. You have, the
body
models,
part by body part.
You have the legs of a runway model in Milan, which often is the case. I have very feminine legs. They go on for days. So say someone mentioned that to me, I would be like, okay, all right. And I don't know what Ryan pulled, but this is a long video, and here's another thing.
And then following Tom's morning swim, he likes to go into his home gym, which is just a few steps away.
By the way, I got a pair of, you're coming into a fresh gym. I got to eat you a fresh pair of kicks.
Yo.
Fresh pair of no bulls.
Yo.
I'm feeling like Michael Jackson out here.
There you go.
You see these moves?
Yeah, they're both equally annoying.
Pretty good.
You got any moves? Like, do you like?
Doom, doom.
Okay.
Doom,
To the beat.
Doom, doom.
That's
like
it.
that.
Yeah, so he starts fist pumping.
Okay.
Which is, I don't know what's going on. Do you have any moves? No. Like, you can imagine if they went up to Miles Davis. You got any moves? F you, white boy. I got any moves? Get the F out of my house.
Yeah, with your noise.
Jermaine, go kill this man. Do you have any moves? Yeah, I fist bump. All right, dude. 50 years old. Just tell the kid to screw.
Why is he doing it?
I don't know. Now, he has his monogrammed weights, which I don't know if he's selling those.
Oh, God.
And the shoes are obviously something he's got. Like, I don't know.
Weights. Oh,
but
Jesus.
and I get that. But, yeah, there's this, like, forced... He's not even super bad at... He's better than Romo now. So he's not, like, super bad at on TV. But there is this, like, effort to humanize him, which just by definition is odd, right? That there is a movement afoot by people behind the scenes trying to make you seem human.
Right. Like, does Peyton Manning have to do stuff like this to make him accessible?
No, and it's of concern. Now, they did it with Michael Jordan. That's why they did the big Mars Blackman campaign and they say it's the greatest marketing campaign in history because they said, look, Michael Jordan is a superstar, but he is boring and dull, and we can't do anything. So they go, let's get Spike Lee, and he'll be the voice of him. They tried it with the Penny puppet too, the Penny Hardaway.
Oh yeah,
thing. I remember that. It was Chris Rock.
But
Right?
at least they got someone with charisma,
right,
to come in and be the guy. Like, they didn't go Michael Jordan, like, run around and try to be normal with people. They let him be Jordan.
Right.
Yeah.
It's this concerted effort that's not working. And that's the thing. If you're like an introvert and it's not your way to be, charismatic and gregarious or conversational with people, that's great. There's different personality types, and if that's the way that you're happy and the way you're comfortable, obviously that's fine. But don't go on some weird campaign where you can't quite do it, where you're trying to be like an affable, normal person, which makes me kind of go, like, I get, like, why these marriages aren't working out or these relationships aren't working out. But just to circle back, I thought that was actually cruel of Giselle to put that out. I thought that was just mean and like this, like kind of vindictive.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's a good word. That's a good word. She phrased things a certain way to make sure people understood that she was taking a shot at her ex-husband. It's kind of odd.
Right, and he did father these children for
Right.
you. It's just like she was the mother of the children. Like you both created these kids that you conceivably love more than anything on the planet. And like that's enough at a certain point, unless he's actively being terrible to them, which cannot be the case.
And she's won. I mean, she got remarried. She's living another happy life with someone she's apparently closer to.
Has she won? Does she won? Does she miss the attention? I mean, we can dig into this as far as you want to go. I'll do it all day. I mean, why? Why did she feel like she had to do this publicly? I mean, you can shun him privately. Why publicly? Rub it in his face.
Yeah, she's a much bigger star worldwide.
In spite of the kids, too. I just, the whole thing makes me uncomfortable. I put myself in the shoes of if I had another kid, like doing that to my kids that I have now. Like I would do everything in my power to try to make it more normal, right? Not divisive. This is this family and that's that family publicly. Because that's all kids look at is Instagram. I don't know. Anyway, thank you, Page 6, for doing that. You gave us material to talk of. All right, we will be... wait, real quick. Dan, go ahead.
Buddy, that's enough bad talking the jitsu, okay? I'm walking down the street. You better watch your back. You know, I come up behind you and give it a hi-ya and a yeah. You don't know what'll happen. I can walk down the street. I'm a struggling comedian, you know. I got to get this on my resume. Don't screw this up for me.
Yeah, it's like being a Scientologist. You got to get an agent. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
Hey, it's Wallach. Have you placed a squad bet with Fanatic Sportsbook yet? If you don't know what... Wow.
I'm really digging into this Epstein case.
I know you're a big fan.
I mean, we were bros. I don't know why I keep doing it. I didn't even do it that time. I just went Ep. But I did it enough.
You caught yourself that time.
Where, oh, yeah, I caught myself. I didn't say it. I don't know what the hell my problem is with that. It's entirely on me. I'm trying to figure out how to get tickets on this app. And it's really...
Well, we'll announce a sponsor later.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, but I'm all wound up about what's going on.
Okay.
With the Giannis thing, this is not fake news. Now, go ahead.
Okay. The Get Up program is ongoing on ESPN. Brian Windhorst has this report, and it sounds like Giannis is going to get traded.
I was really skeptical that the Boston Celtics were going to go all in on this. And from what I understand, they have. The Celtics and the Heat are the two teams aggressively going after Giannis. I would say they're the finalists. And if Giannis is going to be traded in the next 24 hours, which I think is a good chance of happening, I think it's either going to be to Boston or Miami. And the Boston thing is the one. They were very cautious about putting Jaylen Brown in this an official firm offer. I believe they have. Jaylen Brown is on the table, and Jaylen Brown could get traded for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And apparently the owner, Jimmy Haslam, wants this deal done by the draft tomorrow night. So, and what we talked about earlier, Fred, is which way was Brad Stevens going to go? The Celtics clearly have the more attractive package. They can offer Jaylen Brown something that Miami can't do, even though they have a better first-round pick. So if Brad Stevens really wanted Giannis, he could go get him, and it seems like that's the direction Brad is going in.
Okay, just one quick question, John. Giannis has no say in this at all, correct?
It does not look that way, no.
Okay, because he wants Miami.
He does. He wants Miami, but give Milwaukee credit. They're saying, well, as much as we'd like to send you where you want to go, the package that they're offering doesn't help us at all.
All right.
So now, I don't think Giannis, based on what I've read, would be upset that he got traded to Boston. He has a chance to win a title here.
Sure.
If he comes here. He does not have a chance to win a title if he goes to Miami.
There's this lure of Miami for players. They they want to be there. It's because it's so awesome.
But he stuck around in Milwaukee. Remember, like everyone thought he was going to leave, and he stuck around. I don't. You know, if he was willing to do that, I don't know. I'm sure he wants to play in Miami. I'm not positive. You know how much of that's a sticking point. What I am interested in is, Jaylen Brown's extraordinarily sensitive. So at this point, he's probably losing his mind. How do you back out of the trade at this point?
Yep.
Like, how do you deal with Jaylen Brown if you don't get this thing done now?
Yep. According to Shams, and Nick is working on getting the audio, Shams Sharani was also on the program this morning. He reported that there is a trade that's going to get done. And he's going somewhere in the next 24 hours.
Why is he being coy? I wish that Shams was not being so coy.
But Fred, you're right. If this is untrue, if Windhorst has it wrong, the Celtics need to come out publicly and say as much, because if not, you're going to have Jaylen Brown's feelings to deal with, for the rest of the time that he's here.
I can't imagine Windhorst is wrong. So, if you're the Celtics and this is wrong, you got to do some damage control, but it's not, right?
Right. Yeah.
So they almost have to do it.
All right, here's the Shams report we were talking about.
Sources tell me a trade and a resolution is coming for the Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis Antetokounmpo before the NBA draft on Tuesday night. The Bucks are in serious conversations with two finalists, the Miami Heat and the Boston Celtics. Both teams are Giannis's preferred trade destinations, but both of these packages are different deals. The variance of these deals is dramatic. With Boston, it's Jaylen Brown-led package. It's around a veteran player, obviously a superstar caliber player. In Miami, it's a group of cost-controlled players, rookie-scale contracts.
So he goes on for another minute, but you get the idea here.
So you would think the more attractive package, and you would think Miami would have already gotten it done because they've been trying to get this done for a long time.
But as we said, they don't have as much to trade as the Celtics do.
Right. So that makes me think that the Celtics are going to get Giannis. And I'm telling you why, is because A, the Jaylen Brown factor, 2, there's no way Miami can Miami would have gotten this done already. Like this negotiation has been going on forever, and they have what they have. And you got to figure that Milwaukee's maybe just trying to spur Boston to sweeten the pot a little bit.
Yep.
But, oh, boy, do I hope this happens.
By the way, if you're Milwaukee, wouldn't you? You do the same thing.
Right. I mean, I have no reason to have to get it done yesterday. Like I just have to get it done by tomorrow night.
Yeah, we're getting to go time, though.
But now I think the Celtics have to get it done.
That's what I'm saying is the Celtics have to get it done now,
They have to do it.
Yeah, they have to do it. So this almost has to happen because I don't know what you're going to do with Jaylen Brown for a full season or even for the rest of the offseason with knowing that you dangled him very seriously. Shams and Windhorst aren't wrong. They're not making it up. Someone high up confirmed in both organizations that they're doing this. So they're not wrong. So there's no way that behind the scenes they're telling Jaylen Brown he's not being offered up in a trade. And maybe they had told him this before, and maybe that's why he went so crazy he didn't go crazy, but was so eager to start talking on his stream about it. We'll see.
It will be entertaining. Okay, well, if it happens and it goes down, and of course we'll all be locked in. It's going to be Giannis and Tatum, of course. How do you not watch? But and this is an unfair expectation or benchmark to put on it, but I'll do it anyway. Anything short of a championship, and I will go to my grave saying it's a mistake. Don't do it.
That's fair, but
anything short of a title, I don't. And I'm not.
What if
talking
they
about,
make the finals?
Nope. You made the finals with Tatum and Brown twice, and you won one time. To think that you're just going to toss that aside and try something different because what? You faltered 2 playoffs in a row, once where Tatum wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
Well, the rules in the league have changed. So,
yeah.
the way
but they've changed for every other team.
No,
too.
I know, but the way they had built the team 3 years ago, they don't feel is effective because they don't feel having those 2 players, like 2 non-top 10 talents, with that kind of salary that you can build a team to win a championship. So they feel the only way to do it and still win now is to get a guy who's a top 5, top 10 player to play alongside Jason Tatum. And that's why they're making this move.
But I agree with Hardy. You could trade Derek White to Minnesota for a center and then keep that center with, the 2 Jays and, fill in behind those guys.
Well, if you get Giannis,
hold on. And make the finals and get out of the East. This is a difference maker. Oh. If you include Giannis, you're getting him to get not only to get to the finals but a championship.
You don't think a healthy Tatum is a top 10 player?
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
No, what we've heard from the guys that cover the team and what is that they know Tatum's a top 10 player. They don't believe that you can win giving 2 max contracts without 2 top 10 players. They don't think Brown's a top 10 player, which he's not. So, Giannis is. So they're immediately better. So if you're going to carry 2 contracts like this, you best have them both be, the elite of the elite.
Right, like an unquestioned, both of these guys are on everybody's list, whether they're 5 and 9 or 7 and 8, they're still on the list.
Right, that you have 2 elite talents because they really feel probably like they can't move Brown for anything equal and they don't want to trade him for a bunch of draft picks and young players because they want to win, and they want to win in Tatum's prime. So, then this Hall of Famer, at the end of his prime, but this Hall of Famer who's still when healthy, and in his injuries have been overhyped a little bit, but when healthy is truly a top 5 player. These guys never become available. And, this is almost like a God shot that we can run in and get this guy now and win the next 2 championships, perhaps, they feel. Oklahoma City's going to lose some players.
It's interesting you bring that up because they had to trade a guy for 2 second-round draft picks to lessen their cap penalty by about $75 million. They're going through the same stuff the Celtics went through because all of their young players are now due. You just paid Holmgren a ton of money, SGA a ton of money. You got other guys in the pipeline too, so they're going through some of the same stuff.
And any thought that Oklahoma City would be in on this too and be one of the teams like right there in the hunt, that just dried up and went away.
Well, originally it was whether or not Oklahoma City wanted to trade Chet Holmgren based on what we saw of him in Game 7 in the Western Conference Finals. They came out last week and said, no, we're not dealing him.
Yeah. So this is very interesting. Oh, do I hope they're going to do it?
Sounds like it's heading in that direction.
Oh, please do it. Just, you only get so many days on this earth. Just like,
Look,
this would be a lot of fun.
According to Windhorst, the Celtics are all in. Those are his words, not mine.
Well, Shams and Windhorst are both saying this. They're not wrong.
Well, it's the phrasing that gets me.
Yeah, and the thing is that they obviously have vetted this a million times, and they're the best, and this is what's going on. I mean, the Celtics won them, and now Brown knows it for sure.
Good luck to the Celtics if they don't get this done.
I know it's going to be.
No, that'll be.
I mean, even if they don't get it done,
that'll be almost as good as if they did get it done.
Yeah, well, for
us it would be
for a little short run.
Yeah.
But if they get this done, I mean, we haven't even talked about it that much today because I still thought
there
it was
wasn't
just,
anything over the weekend.
and
Nothing
it was just,
happened.
You're just repeating yourself over and over and over and over and over
this
again.
This is new and this is different.
Right, and now it's like, wow, they're going to do this and they might do it in the next 24 hours. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's, you're at camp. They put that over the loudspeaker and you don't know if they're kidding you or not. This is what we're dealing with. Like when they said Cal Ripken was getting traded to the Tigers and everyone believed it when I was at St. Mary's basketball camp. These are the things that you remember. Oh, by the way, the Jeffrey Glassman.
Yes.
No, I didn't almost do it that time. Toucher and Hardy email bid is powered by Jeffrey Glassman Injury Lawyers. If you've been hurt in a car or work accident, you got to get Glassman. Don't just send an email. Call all sevens at 617-777-7777 or visit gottagetglassman.com. We'll be back. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headline.
ESPN is reporting at this hour that a Giannis Antetokounmpo trade is going to happen soon. In fact,
what had happened
Okay.
yesterday. I thought it was interesting as there was a last-minute decision made on Saturday night that we should spend Father's Day and playing golf with a buddy of mine, and we had a noon tea time.
Real
and
pirate.
Only two of us. Yeah,
My man Joe.
Well, I played golf with Joe.
Why is he a pirate, Zoe?
I remember he talks like that when he walks around.
No,
No, that's not the
He's got
reason.
one leg.
He's okay.
Boy, you really pick good partners for your friends. First, it's Voss with the Indian guy, and now it's
What Indian guy? Like a real Indian?
when you took
With a
Rich
headdress?
Voss out with your friend, and now you got Zolak out there.
Yeah.
With a pirate.
That's a fun day. It's a fun Father's Day.
But
I mean, we're not good, my crew, but like we had fun.
I thought it was interesting. It took exactly one hole for three things to happen. For Zoe to throw a club.
Yep.
Okay.
Swear.
To get the cart stuck in the rough. I think you did that on the first hole.
The cart stuck in the rough?
And number three, this was the most interesting. A ball that was hit right of the first green.
Yeah.
Zoe was playing a very, very distinct tailor-made ball with a blue stripe on it, and he found the ball behind the green and hit up. And then guess what else was found? Another ball just like
which
it.
was actually a better lie.
Yeah.
I could have played that.
What are the odds that two people were playing the same ball and hit it in the same spot? Or maybe did one fall out of your pocket?
I lost a $100 bill yesterday too. So
You're just walking around with $100 bills in your pocket? Look at you.
Well, you make more money than me, Fred. So.
And
I
you-
do?
Yeah.
I don't have a pension.
That's your fault.
You also
It is.
lost your sunglasses at some point. We were already kind of falling out of position, and I said, someone will just bring them to the clubhouse. No, went back on the course and found them. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was a good time.
It was a good time.
What made
Nice
you go
club.
out and want to play golf?
Because it was 9 holes.
Okay.
It's the private club. It's not some schmuck club, and we're just get stuck there for 5 hours. So
Right.
it's nice. Yeah.
Did you take advantage of his account? Did you get?
No, we both belong.
No, I know, but did you? You belong to the club.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, all
I'm
right.
the one down south in Falmouth, and you could play the other one 12 times a year, and he could go down and play that one 12 times a year.
Oh, look at
Crossover.
that!
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a big country club guy.
We cross some paths a lot.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing each other a lot more.
Yeah, it's great.
You do a cannonball contest at the pool?
Sure.
I got my own pool. I won't be. You won't ever see me in that pool. That's what he worries about, me at the pool.
I don't worry about any
It's
of
loud.
it.
It's loud. Well, good job interrupting his live read. That was good for Kalshi.
No,
He looked at me. It wasn't like
it was an interactive live
out there
read.
in the hallway saying that. Everybody's
I
like,
didn't think
Wallach's
Wallach interrupted me.
No, if I'm Kalshi, I like that. Actually,
yes.
I like that there was discussion during the read about the
Ryan
read.
Pete was ripping it when he went to get something to drink.
You see, that's it. So deflects. Now that his insult didn't work, he's going to throw Beaton under the
How'd Nick
bus.
do today? Answered phones. Back to his
He
old
didn't
spot?
answer phones today. We had
We have another person. Cece's back there.
Cece all summer.
She's fantastic.
If anyone wants to work for free, we need you. So you might as well come in.
I honestly follow Cece's lead.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing.
Cece is
smart.
essentially an employee of the show now, so she's got that going. If you want to get into broadcasting, now's the time.
Exposure.
If you're willing to work a little bit, now is the time to get into broadcasting.
Yep.
Because
Summer vacays are coming, baby.
yeah, so as long as you're willing to put the effort in, there's opportunities for you. All right, Scott and Bertrand are next.
Me and McCone are next.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Bertrand's on vacay this week.
Oh, good for him. Good for him. All right. Well, we will be back tomorrow. That'll do